Sorry, action surge?
Oh, so you basically get a free additional action. So like where
That
casting a spell's an action, an attack's an action. So
What?
technically, if you had action surge
Hmm.
and you have extra attack, I think you basically would get 2 more attacks. Because extra attack is basically a chained sha sha.
Cool.
Yeah.
Biddy, can
Alright.
I also say this before we start?
Please get it all out.
The fact that you know every single one of our sheets backwards and forwards is blowing my fucking mind.
There's still a lot missing, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right. So let's have just a quick recap, and we'll pick up on the 10 trail. So tonight we are going into the Frostmaiden's Bite. You all finished your grand training session, your battle royale, under the watchful eye of some of your more seasoned allies, Felgaloth, the bronze dragon, who has flown off and left the tower in search of Countess Sansuri, a fellow cloud giant, though implied to not really be super friendly, but knowledgeable. The bronze dragon has flown off and basically is trying to get some inside information from another giant who's been around the Sword Coast, who may know what's going on with the Ordning and the other giants. Radoth has flown off in owl form, presumably headed towards the Golden Fields, another town that is being threatened by hill giants. He also indicated that his enclave keeps their base of operations near there. Nundro has departed for Gonselgrim, where a dwarven king named Bruenor Battlehammer has called out for past and present fractured members of the Delzuin dwarven clans, trying to reunite them in the times ahead. Darren Eatermath has left, a member of the Order of the Gauntlet. He heads for Tribor to try to get word to them in time. Sildar left some time ago to speak to members of the Lord's Alliance, who are basically representatives from all of the major cities along the Sword Coast. Sister Grail travels with you all as you flew down to the 10 Trail, which is basically this trail that goes from southwest to northeast into Icewind Dale. Let's pull this up.
I always wanted to go to Icewind Dale.
So you've been dropped as close as you could get, having, as promised, being given a safe passage through the Clothen Vale, which is apparently where this old Snarl or Cloth, this ancient red dragon, lives and has claimed territory pretty much over the entire frozen north. It's hard to see there, but basically anywhere up here in the north he has claimed domain. Zephyros once again let you borrow his griffins to get a quick ride down from the tower, and they have since flown back up, leaving you with Sister Grail on this frozen, cold road. You've been supplied with enough warm clothing, garments, wools. It's kind of ragtag and good enough to get you to Bryn Shander, where Sister Grail has implied you're going to need to stock up on warmer clothes, warmer supplies. They were not expecting it to be this cold up here at this time of year. You've been on the 10 Trail for a couple days now without really seeing anyone or anything. There have been frozen tracks kind of just crushed into the road. The winds have been getting stronger. The gale, the blowing snow has been getting thicker. Sister Grail has commented more than once that this is an abnormal sort of temperament. You've been on the road this day, the second day, for say about 6 hours. You had enough supplies, presumably, to get you all the way to Bryn Shander. But the going has been much slower than you anticipated, or you were led to believe. There are several bits of just sort of weaving cart tracks dug into the road, and what looks to be possibly some kind of bridge up ahead, although it seems to be more of a low bridge, like one that would go over a stream. It's hard to tell, it's hard to make out. The snow is coming down hard and heavy right now. But somewhere on the 10 trail, on your way to Bryn Shander, is where we will kind of zoom in a bit more here.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does the cold affect elves the same?
It sure does. Sure
You're
does.
fucked.
Get cold, bitch.
Welcome to mortality.
All of you, including those with stronger vision, have a very limited, almost like 30-foot sort of visibility range right now. Like, the snow is just coming down. It's piling up on the trees, the tall, sort of pine-like trees that grow up around you. And the spine of the world, the pieces of mountain sort of jut up around this pathway that you've been walking on. Definitely not, even when it's not snowing, definitely not a large road, and more of a trail, probably the name, 10 trail. But, you're kind of like heading deeper and deeper into what's kind of like a mountain pass. You're not sure how much further it is to Bryn Shander from here, but you felt like you should have been there already at this point. Sister Grail seems to think, hopefully by tonight, maybe one more day at the most.
Is Grim Talent Brugark's little baby?
Yup.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
That's
I-
my baby.
I give him a
But
little.
right now, she's in my backpack.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty windy out,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll when he's in backpack mode, we'll just do that.
Backpack mode.
Yeah.
I look at Brugark's backpack with affection.
Ah.
My
And I
backpack winks at you.
I pull out my flute of the forest
Oh.
and play a little ditty.
Okay.
What's it sound like? That's good. It's a little ditty.
Every time I eat food, I always want to drop scraps for him. Even if I forget to say, I always want to drop scraps for that guy.
Okay. Wait,
Just
just
be the messy one.
uh,
Just throw food at him.
for Grim Talon or just on the road itself?
For Grim Talon.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Ace casts Minor Illusion.
Yeah.
She blends in perfectly with the snow.
Okay,
She
so taking on
vanishes.
kind of like a snow white,
kind of like a flurry
snowy.
of snow.
Yeah. Just blending in. Yeah, I mean it is a white out around you right now.
I kind of vanish into the fog of
Okay.
snow.
All right. It's pretty effective. As you were traveling.
But wait, what does my flute tell me?
Well, one second. As you were traveling, Sister Garail has talked about once or twice about not having been this far north in many years, but the current sheriff in town, Markham Southwell, while a man of the north, is someone that she thinks she could trust and has met a few times. That's who she's sort of talked about meeting once you get into town. Aurelian, putting your lips to the flute, it almost sticks and freezes, but you get on there long enough, just long enough to get a quick little ditty out before you feel like you have to peel that thing off your mouth, taking part of your lips with them.
Okay.
You thought your lips were chapped and burning before, but now the raw lip flesh exposed to the Frostmaiden's bite just stings.
Wait, sorry, my dog was freaking out. I need you to repeat
No.
all that.
Go fuck yourself.
You have no lips.
Hold on. I gotta make sure my dog's okay. Hold on.
Okay, alright. No problem. What's everyone else doing? Aurelian is still trying to get a piece of his lip off the metal.
It's just gonna kind of like flank off to the side.
Alright, so we see a big...
I'm gonna fucking roll survival just to get.
Yeah, get in there. Get in there.
I'm not gonna do a very good job. Fucking snow, god fucking damn it.
I just want to see what's in front of us. So it's two big rocks that shoot up, and we're on a path.
I'm sorry?
So there's just two big rocks that shoot
Oh,
up
like
in front
around
of
you?
us? Yeah, and we're on a path.
Well, like if you... So this kind of gives you a pretty good idea, I think. If you zoom in to the 10 trail on here, see this light red trail? It's basically nestled
10 trail.
between two sides of a large
Mountains.
mountain range, which make up the spine of the world. You're just in one part of the spine right now, like
Okay.
the narrow part.
But like between two big mountain things.
Exactly. Yeah, this is like a kind of like the image, like how this guy's looking out. If you imagine that just going up all the way around him, or like the road that's way off in the distant horizon there. It's kind of like that.
But we're just walking from Huddlestone to Bryn Shandir.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You actually got set down just northeast of Huddlestone. You would probably be closer to about here from now. You think somewhere halfway. You felt like you should have been there by now, but admittedly the going's been probably half as fast as anyone expected. Brugark takes in the sense of serene calmness and silence blowing about him, basically seeing nothing but the white snow, hearing nothing but the galing cold winds, and he's really enjoyed having seen nothing for the past couple days.
It's all white to me.
Palindor, what are you up to? What are you thinking?
Is it like unnaturally quiet? Is it just quiet from snowfall? Like, what
It's
all do we
been
hear?
between seeing and hearing nothing. There is, to you, having never been in this place, it just feels strange. It feels a bit off. Surely, if there are creatures that live around here, they must be hungry. Like just all kinds of random thoughts like that pass through your mind the past day or two.
Are there any, like, is there any foot traffic going
Yep.
in any direction?
So yeah, they're basically your range of vision is incredibly bad right now. But in the ground in front of you, you guys almost tripped over it, but there are like just really dug in kind of cart marks, like a wagon marks.
I see those.
Like tracks, and there are, now that you look a little bit more closely, little bits of footprints here and there on the main. You can tell that you're on this main trail, although it's kind of becoming drowned in snow.
Alright, well, my little tits are cold. I'm gonna keep trudging forward.
Using my expert Elvish tracking skills, what can I ascertain from the footprints?
Go ahead and roll a check.
I'm gonna walk ahead with Peck.
Okay.
What would it
Just a
be?
little bit ahead.
An investigation check or a perception check?
Oh,
Perception.
wait, not ahead of me.
So
No,
you.
I'll be your meat shield. I'll be your meat shield.
Like a
You
little guy
could
trying to
probably
uh,
keep up.
do a see, survival. I would say survival check for you.
Okay.
Survival's kind of like tracking, hunting wild game, guiding your group through the
This is how we get
wastelands.
fucked, Casey.
I'm trying to keep up with him. He's taking these big strides, and I'm taking these little strides.
Raelian, you notice while
Before
sort
you
of
move
taking
us?
it in. Yeah.
Before you move us, let me explain this.
Okay, I'll
So-
come back
sorry,
to me in one
sorry.
second.
Yeah, yeah.
Raelian, so the rangers kind of examining the roads, the cart paths, the footprints. You see fairly large, what could be claw marks, although they appear to have not pressed into the snow too hard. But there's these weird puncture marks that look like they could be sets of claws. And near them are much larger footprints, bear footprints. Like naked footprints. Not bear the creature. They appear to be about maybe two to three times larger than your own foot size. But not large enough that you would think they were associated with a giant or anything like that.
Okay. Some kind of hominoid.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Alright.
big enough to be a giant.
Peck and Palandor, what's going on?
So we're walking together, but Palandor's stretch is so much larger than mine.
Yeah, you
And-
kind of like.
Peck
Behind
doesn't
him?
like so yeah. If there's something in front of us, the reason why I don't see it is because well, I'm just trying to keep up with Palandor and like try to not pretend like I'm not paying attention, but I really
Okay.
am.
Yeah, I mean, right now the cold wind and the thick snow is blowing this way, like in almost a driving angle. So walking behind the large paladin and his shield is actually quite nice for you. It's really blocking a lot of the snow. You feel a tiny
yeah.
bit warmer, a little less annoyed. Your eyes are a little less
yeah.
squinted right now.
That is nice.
Are the trees helping Ace at all? Or is it just as cold on there?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of a coverage as you get into the tree lines, but the trees themselves are kind of piling up with snow, almost to like a dangerous amount.
Okay.
With the wind, it feels like, you know, oh man, this thing could just blow off. And it's kind of like if you've ever been to a mountain and the snow starts to freeze over pretty quickly. It's that cold, but way faster and way colder than you've ever experienced. The snow itself is freezing and packing up and becoming slippery pretty rapidly, and forming large blocks of just frozen snow on the tree branches above you.
Maybe we should make a fire.
Maybe
We're
we
so
should
close.
keep traveling until we get there.
We're so close, man.
Then we'll make a fire.
If I look up at the sky, what color is the sky? Is it just overcast white?
It's just
or is it-
overcast gray. Yeah, and I mean, and as you look up, I mean, you don't even really see the sky. You just see the white out, pretty much.
Can Ace perceive anything in particular that's out of place, like demonic or anything?
Not really. No. You start to see, you think through the thick snow a little bit more clearly now. What you thought was possibly a bridge looks to be maybe bits of stone quickly getting covered with snow. And the track marks kind of veer off the road a bit up here.
Ace waits and watches the party in absolute silence.
Let's keep going. Let's keep
And
going,
camouflage.
Palandor.
Wait one, please.
Wait, is that a bridge? Is that a gap?
It
Or
looks
is
like yeah, that's where a bridge is. But
Ace
again, it's quite thick.
observes.
All right.
Wait, are we standing at the edge of it right now, or is it just? Oh, I see it now. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the bridge. Oh, I thought. Okay.
Yeah. There is frozen water in the stream beneath it. The bridge itself is pretty heavily covered with snow.
Okay, so we have to cross this frozen over stream.
Hmm.
So you said?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I see Sister Garrow coming off. I take off my coat, even though my nipples are hard as shit, and I place it down on the ice. But it's still a wee man's coat, so it doesn't cover the whole ice.
Okay. Okay.
A gentleman pirate.
Just clutching her garments closely, she kind of tries to get a little bit of a smile and just gives you a nod, trying to
Ruin your
restrict her
coat.
movement. Like,
Palandor offers
we
a
should
hand.
keep moving. Thank you. She takes the paladin's hand,
Ace,
moves up more closely.
Ace looks at her suit and ascertains what the suit is doing. How's it reacting to the cold?
Feels dormant at the moment. You don't really feel much of anything.
It's not moving or anything. It just looks like regular clothes.
No, but of all the places on your body, like your hands and your forearms feel a bit warmer than the rest.
All right, I do the old armpit stick thing where I like put my hands under my armpits.
Okay. Brugark and Raelian.
Yep, pulling up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh wait.
before we cross the bridge, Palandor looks over the edge and just stops and listens and like smells. Does he sense anything?
As you walk to the center of the bridge, You can see very clearly now a cart that's kind of half spun out on the road. But the thing that strikes you a little bit oddly is it appears like it was heading back this way. And you're not sure, you don't really see anyone or anything on the cart. The amount of snow on it right now isn't enormous. Kind of gives you a sense that, you know, maybe it hasn't been here too long. But you don't see anyone with the cart at the moment.
And there are no additional footprints?
No.
Is the ground disturbed underneath the bridge at all?
You could make another
Ace peers back and tries to ascertain.
another survival check if you want to do another pass.
I'm assuming this is all like ice I just crossed over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I look back and kind of take a look under the bridge and see if there's anything under the bridge?
You do not see anything under the bridge other than the frozen water. Aurelian, as you as you approach the bridge behind the paladin and the halfling, you see like a mishmash of marks, possibly footprints, around the cart up ahead. Tracks that indicate if there were oxen or something else pulling this thing. It looks like large creatures might have been dragged off to the north.
Yeah, I relay that to the party.
Did Ace hear it from where she's at under the tree?
You could tell that, I mean, body language alone, the ranger was kind of examining stuff on the ground and kind of gesturing and talking to the others. I think it's probably pretty clear.
Okay.
Can I walk up here and take a gander? Maybe play my flute of the forest?
You can. I guess I had a little fun with you earlier, but is your flute made of metal or wood?
I think it's wood because it's
Okay.
of the forest.
Alright, yeah.
Your lips are restored.
Yeah, alright. It was fun while it lasted.
I heal quickly.
Quickly.
So, as you all kind of notice this wagon, at first it feels abandoned. Like there's still plenty of like warm blankets and furs along the front passenger little bench. The wagon looks fully stocked. You can't really tell what the supplies are. It's kind of covered. It's like one of those ones that has like the fabric covered on the back. Palandor and Brugark, you notice two frozen bodies half buried in snow on the other side of the cart, just leaning against it. The one, a frozen looking dwarf, is seated with his legs out, just head down, beard frost covered, and then splayed out on his stomach in the road beyond him is what appears to be some sort of frozen humanoid person.
Oh shit.
Wait,
It
where?
was-
Oh.
Oh, I rush over and
Yeah.
see if they're alive. Fuck.
Mr.
Medicine?
Grail, we may need your
Closer?
help.
Oh, I also want to look around. How much fresh snow is collected on these bodies and then the cart's bodies? Does it feel like the same?
On the two guys?
Like on the like, can I tell how long apart these guys have been? The cart's been left here and they've been left here.
Make an insight check for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Brugark, you're not able to really make heads or tails. The guy on the ground looks to be severely injured, as most of the flesh on his thigh looks to have been removed by teeth or claws. His face looks scratched and gouged and ripped and torn, like pieces of cheek missing. Peck, you sort of scanning the situation, like looking at the wagon, looking back at the bodies while Brugark is checking things out. Someone just doubled down on audio.
I know, Kyle.
Worst time to walk away.
Hello.
Okay, good.
So Peck, like you're kind of like sitting there, like just taking in the scene, and you're like, little click goes off in your mind. It's like wagon bodies have been here the same amount of time, clearly.
Okay.
The amount,
check for a pulse.
The amount of snow on the trees around you and the rocks and the stone to the north, way more than what's on the wagon and the bodies. Brugark, you feel nothing as you examine the human. The dwarf, you can't make heads or tails. Sister Grail sees the situation and comes over to help all of you upon Palandor mentioning it. She's looking at the dwarf. She's kind of moving her hands in front of his eyes. His glassy eyes just sort of stare off to the trees to the north. His mouth is kind of twisted in a gape, almost in a screaming shape, with his one hand reaching towards the human that's frozen on the ground in front of him.
It's so sad. Why would you write that?
Is he reaching for anything on the human? Like,
no,
is he reaching
he's like, so he's sitting here like this.
For help? Anger.
You can't really tell. His mouth's twisted, and his hand's just reaching out towards the body of the human on the road, with his face kind of just twisted and looking to the north.
Can I see if he's like trying to grab anything on the other body? Like if there's something there, if it was just like a personal vendetta?
The guy on the ground looks to be, upon closer inspection, equipped with like studded leather armor, a long sword at his side, the blade missing from the scabbard. He appears to be either some kind of guard, sellsword, brigand. The dwarf, on the other hand, is dressed a bit more richly, has the signs of a merchant, possibly someone coming from the coast based on the colors.
Can we ascertain how long they've been laying here?
Why don't you and Peck, you guys have been poking and prodding quite a bit, why don't you both just roll just give me a bare d20 roll. Naked d20. Peck can, between looking at the cart, looking at the guys, you kind of assess enough information to realize that these guys were clearly traveling with at least 2, maybe 3 others. When you explain this to Raelian, you can see more tracks now coming from down the road ahead of you, like sort of walking this way, possibly along the cart, on foot with the caravan.
And you said there are drag marks headed north?
Yeah, so it looks like the cart and the people on foot were walking this way.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like the drag marks, which are large enough for like maybe a large ox on its side or something else, appear to have been, like made drag marks through the snow, kind of now frozen in place.
Yeah, so wants to just quickly get onto this cart and just see. There's nothing we can do for these 2 dead men at sea, right? They're goners.
Sister Garael,
Unless Sister Garael can help.
Sister Garael kind of is kind of like taking the pulse of the dwarf, still kind of poking at him a little bit. While Raelian's looking at these drag marks to the north, and you're kind of assessing the cart, saying maybe we should move on, there's this loud, terrible howling noise sort of rumbling out from the trees to the north and the south.
One object or multiple objects?
I
sounded-
pass without trace.
Okay.
Nice.
The first howl rips out from the north is "Ooh!" and about 2 beats pass, and then there's another one, a bit more distant, coming from the southwest. Ooh.
That's creepy.
Cool.
There's just
All right.
dead, frozen silence. The wind almost seems to stop for a moment. And then out of nowhere, just ah! And Sister Grail jumps back, and the dwarf's eyes kind of like pop
I
open,
knew it. I fucking knew it.
and Frost starts shivering off his beard. I watched the damn cat rip his frozen face off! And he just sucks in a deep breath, starts gasping for air, clutches at Sister Grail's forearm. She kind of steps back a bit frightened, trying to pull her arm away from this frozen grip. He's just looking at all of, like, not moving his face, but his bulging frozen eyes are just kind of looking.
Is there anything we can do for him, or?
I cancel my move action, and then out of seemingly nowhere, Ace comes out of the white blur of snow, and she pounces on the frozen dwarf. Ah! She pins him down on the ground.
Ah!
Ace!
Before Palandor can do anything, he had cast Aid on Brugark, himself, and Raelian.
Okay, thank you. I like
But
how
he
you
notices
noted that.
Ace. He notices Ace jump on him, and will do things later. As soon
Okay.
as he casts that.
Ace is just pinning the dwarf down.
The dwarf is like still like, other than the one hand that was reaching towards the we'll just say the human on the ground, that hand is the one that just sort of snapped and clutched at Sister Grail, who was sort of feeling his pulse. Other than that, his body has pretty much just stayed frozen. He's not really moving much at all.
That's pretty easy for Ace then.
Sure.
I'm asking Sister Girl, what could we do? Could we do anything for him? Because he's the one. Hoping she could have said something.
Wrap him in furs. We could try to bring him with us. It's gonna be slower going, but I suppose we're already moving quite slow.
Ace, we may be paid more handsomely in the end.
Peck, do you have any of your liquor? Perhaps that will help liven his spirits.
Yes.
Believe I do.
Ace also kind of looks up and she kind of shakes her head like, "You guys are doing this all wrong."
I pull out a half cask of ale, and proceed to pour it down his throat like one of those dogs in the cartoons.
Oh, yes.
Ace smiles but continues to mutter, "We could do this another way."
Dog
Okay.
time. He's a rich merchant. This could yield very, very well, or very high for us.
She's smiling like she approves, but this is just torture.
Okay. You pour part of some of the flask down his almost frozen open mouth, and there's a
I put a good berry in there too.
oh god, notes of animal droppings.
Make him chew it up. Like you put your hand on his chin.
He loosens his grip on. Oh, apologies. Oh, thank you.
Ace
Alright,
snaps up off of him.
He's still coughing and kind of getting his bearings a little bit.
Who are you?
Yeah, Ace walks up, approaches.
Yeah.
Friend, I've seen death before. What has slain you?
There were large creatures. I thought them barbarians, but I think they were yetis with crag cats, tamed crag cats working with them. Watched one rip his face just clear off. He kind of points at the human laying frozen in the ground. Says
Dwarf, what were you doing here?
I saw a merchant from the south taking goods. Brunchander. Finding the words hard. He says, The gates were closed and sealed. I've never seen it. They had some wild barbarians chained up outside. I tried to get entrance, but the guards ignored me. I began to turn back, and some of my men fled once the cats and the yetis appeared. My one
You
one
presume they are
companion
alive
stayed,
still?
but alive? No, I think probably not.
I lean into Poundor. Should we take him with us?
Well, clearly you should come with us. But before we continue, is there anything in your wagon that you would like to retrieve for yourself? I can help carry some things.
It's a lost cause, the wagon, but if you want to take anything, there's... He kind of points to a few casks of wine.
I'm already putting it all in Poundor's bag before he even said that. I'm already putting it into the bag of holding.
Palandor's not even paying attention.
There's a variety of like dried herbs and spices, dried foods, trade dyes, textiles, fruits, a few small casks of wine.
All in the bag.
Yeah,
Ace
and then just
moves up
basic
to the
travel
dwarf.
supplies like rope and things like that. Flint,
Ace moves up to
steel.
the dwarf.
Okay.
You look cold, my little dwarf. Allow me to give you some warmth. And she puts her hands over his shoulders, and then looks over towards the party, winking.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm warming him up.
Did
think
you
he's
say you
got
put
acid.
your hands on his face?
No, I'm putting my
Shoulders.
arm around his shoulder.
Okay,
I'm giving him a hug. I'm giving him a hug.
Does Palandor notice what Ace is doing? I mean, he's looking at the dwarf, so I assume he does. Yeah,
You were
okay.
just
He's
talking
gonna grab Ace's hand and be like, I've seen this trick before.
Ace looks at the frozen dwarf and says, "You live another day, my friend." And she backs off.
Why?
Just testing the water.
Yeah.
Raelian, who was examining the marks to the north, kind of hears in more unison what sounds like a circle of these terrible howls and screams, almost bouncing off the mountains and through the trees to the north and south of you. Again, the thick, dense whiteout of snowfall really prevents much vision to the around you, probably about a 30-foot radius. You've noticed while this howling has been picking up and sounding like it's getting closer and closer, it's now come to a complete stop. Go ahead and roll a another survival check for me, Raelian.
Okay.
Ace does like a spin, like a windmill spin towards this direction, and then vanishes into the snow.
What is survival? I mean, is that just like
Wisdom.
nature?
Like tracking.
Okay.
There's actually a separate nature rule. Survival's different.
Yeah. Nature's more about like knowledge about terrain, plants, etc., the weather.
Oh no!
Rugar, Jesus.
Survival's more
Not good in the
about
cold.
following tracks, hunting stuff, trying to
Okay.
guide your way, like following a map through a territory. Signs that certain creatures live nearby. If you think the weather's gonna change because of the clouds, that kind of stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
All of you find it a bit calming that the crazy howls have stopped, the strange noises. But the dwarf kind of looks up and says, I'll try not to slow you down, but I appreciate your help. Maybe the lot of us can convince them to let us into town. Sister Grail kind of nods. Yes, I know the sheriff there. I should hope so.
Listen, dwarf. You may find this slightly degrading, but we'll go much faster if I can carry you. And Palandor
Bjorn.
hooks on his baby Bjorn.
I want a montage of Bjorn. Clip. Just tighten the straps. Insert dwarf.
How does Peck feel about this? Someone else taking the Bjorn position.
To be honest, Peck feels kind of relieved. That he isn't. It's now in his past because there's a new Bjorn. For now.
Okay. As he, there's a moment of pride that almost prevents him from accepting this offer, but as he tries to stand and quickly finds himself out of breath, out of legs, he almost reaches up and grabs your arm as he's about to fall and just kind of nods. And as you're sort of trying to work out this arrangement, him being a bit heftier and more stout than the halfling you've carried before, clearly some adjustments needed. Aurelian and Brugark, who were kind of taking in the perimeter while you all were dealing with this, there's a moment where you both kind of look back across the trail and see each other. And there's this sense of knowing that something's wrong, something is off here. There's moments of dark flutters moving in the snow around you, the timing of the howls having just completely vanished. It feels like a pin about to drop in a quiet room. Something is off and something feels strange, and you both know it.
I pull out Long Dong and Talon.
I roll initiative. kidding. Oh wait.
Perceive.
So we already got pass without trace going on.
You do.
I would like call kind of to everybody as much as I can, like, shh, everybody quiet, and then just try to.
You hear the half-orc whisper. You hear the blades of the ranger come out of their sheaths.
Yeah, but then I do the symbol, like the global, like everybody shh, because I want everybody to roll stealth check.
Almost at the same time. Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check.
And
We all get plus 10 to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pass to that tree.
Jesus. All right. Just don't roll a 1.
Fucking hell! No, it's not. Skills are not automatic fail.
What?
Skills are not automatic fail.
Yeah, listen to him.
You're in my world, son. You rolled a 1.
Oh, come on.
You both.
Come on.
Wait, Palinor rolled a 1 too?
No.
Wait, am I
No.
rolling?
Really?
Fuck all of us.
No, I rolled an 8 plus 1.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Sorry, it's red because
What
it
did I
dropped. You have
What are we all
disadvantage.
I have disadvantage.
Stealth
Stealth.
check.
Health?
What did I roll, Fiddy?
Do we get any
Oh.
pluses for being like?
You did fine.
Okay.
Well, still,
I-
12 isn't terrible.
Do I
Okay,
get
don't-
pluses
It
for
doesn't
being
count as
Don't ask me
invisible
about
bounces
and under
one.
a tree?
Sorry, what?
Do I get pluses for like being like I'm the snow and I'm under a tree?
Yeah. You do.
Yeah.
You do actually. Yeah.
Half cover.
I'll add them myself. Go ahead and do your roll.
Alright. I will
Oh my.
Holy
Ollie.
wasted it.
shit!
Ollie, off.
I am the snow. I am
just
the
rolled?
snow.
Ace
Who's
just rolled a
rolling right
natural
now?
20.
I don't know
Plus
who that
plus
is.
5. Plus bonuses.
Yeah. Okay.
I am the
Who's that?
snow.
Yeah, you rolled a 35 plus whatever bonus.
Oh yeah, 35 plus.
Plus bonuses. What can I
Yeah.
do? Can I do things?
Come on.
We'll talk.
Alright.
He becomes the head.
35.
So as the ring of steel lets out from the ranger and Brugark whispers to you all that something's off, the wind seems to die down for a moment. The thick snow almost seems to pause, and just like that, out of nowhere are these large forms just surrounding you, almost like they formed out of the white of the snow itself, just white nothingness. And around you stands numerous yetis, one particularly much larger than the others. This larger one, probably about 3 times as tall as Palandor. And snarling around them throughout this sort of circle that's formed around you, clearly having been waiting for you in this pass, is a group of white, large cats.
I wanna
Wait, there's
say,
Yetis and cats?
Are they in earshot? Are we in
they
talking
Yeti
distance?
cats?
Or are they closing in?
You basically, it feels like they've formed some kind of ring around you.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say, wait. Oh, but we can still go west or east. Sorry, right?
You're not entirely sure.
God damn it. And they see us, right? I'm assuming you said they're waiting for us.
It appears like they, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
were-
Okay. Um, we are just seeking safe passage. we mean no harm.
Whoa, they're all the way around us. What the fuck?
I want to see if anybody.
Are they moving? Are they just like circling us?
I don't know.
Yeah. I want to ask that to see if there's any audible or like humanistic response.
What's Ace's bonuses here at this point?
You have no idea. I mean, their focus appears to be
Hell.
on the wagon and the circle of warm bodies around it. When you shout out, there is this larger Yeti sort of standing on the bridge you just crossed, as if he's just moved in behind you, and he just starts beating at his chest. Just, none of you understand any of the sounds or words or whatever he's making.
Oh fuck! It's gonna be one of those, Poundor.
There's
Yep.
there's almost like a piercing blue aura in his eyes. And let me just go ahead and do this for you.
Is a Yeti a
Cloth.
beast?
Cloth would not be. Cloth would not be proud of you, Yetis. Not at all.
How tall is he?
A Yeti is not considered a beast. This guy appears to be about 17 feet tall.
Okay.
The fuck?
Go ahead and
Them
roll
ace
initiative.
bonuses.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll
My body's
initiative.
ready.
Okay, so it's gonna be one of those.
Yep.
Whoa, okay. Captain
Oh,
Peck
oh.
with a natural 1.
I'll get that one out now. You know what I mean?
Ace with a natural 20.
2 in a
Well,
row, baby.
2 in a row. What the fuck? Railing with a natural 1? Wow.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm sorry. I was
What
using the wrong controller.
Is going on? Yeah. Plug that Steam.
Oh yeah, it was the
controller
wrong controller.
You all, other than Ace, are almost completely off guard. Like you had that moment where your nature allies in the group here kind of sensed something was wrong, but it was already far too late. The snow let up enough to kind of reveal all of these Yetis completely
rolled a 19.
blocking your road ahead. Oh wait. Yeah, that's okay though.
They rolled better.
The cats were also quite large, and you heard the
don't
dwarf
know
kind of
about these
refer to them
cats.
as crag cats.
Craig.
I mean, Ace
Is that a beast?
Ace is ready to go with her bonuses to stealth and bonuses to initiative.
It is a large beast, yeah.
She's ready.
Yeah. So
Okay. How many of these cats? Fuck. 3?
Ace, your initiative is super high on account of the 20 and all the other things.
Like go initiative.
Like, yeah, you have the ball here.
All right, Ace. From her tree, she's underneath the tree. She's still like camouflaged with the snow. Ace unleashes a major image, and here you go. If you guys can read it, it's a 20 by 20 foot cube. It's a copy of the massive Yeti, and she's casting it right here on the bridge. And it's screaming, it's beating its chest. It's like rah! But only this one's erupting in flames. It's something these other Yetis have never seen before. It's fucking melting the snow around it. It's totally intimidating.
You said it's another massive Yeti, but inflamed?
But inflamed and melting the snow and beating its chest.
Okay.
It's a 20 by 20 foot cube as well. It's like it's max size.
The large Yeti opposite of it. Maybe I can do this.
get more Jambot up in here.
It's so ominous right now. It's 3 feet taller. Yeah!
Okay, now shut the fuck up.
That
You're
makes
in.
a difference.
Your inflamed Yeti almost seems. It gives the other Yeti pause. He stops beating his chest. His gaze sort of drops. His arms and shoulders stoop a bit. He's almost staring at this other Yeti as if to challenge it. Kind of puffs his chest a little bit. And appears to be preparing some kind of counterattack.
More like this. Well, if we're gonna fight him, right when he's shocked.
Let us do fuck.
Hmm?
Alright.
Where the hell?
Did I use up my action? Well done.
So that is a full action, yeah. You still have a move action if you want.
Ace would like to kind of, if I try to climb the tree a little bit, will I lose my stealth? Will I still look like the snow?
Well, you just did a spell that included both voice, gestures, and some kind of material component. Whether or not they could see you before, they definitely know there's something in that tree right now.
Ace kind of takes cover behind the cart over here.
Okay. Alright. One sec. Aurelian.
Yes.
Almost as if sniffing through the air and coming towards you, licking its sort of ape-like mouth a bit. This large Yeti comes out of the woods to the northeast towards you. Just starts picking up into a run.
Oh god.
It's impossible. I have level 29 stealth.
It just runs past you.
That's your cue, man. Do it. Go.
I cast cordon of arrows in front of me.
It's not your turn yet. I'm just letting you know what you see
Okay.
as
it's
the
counted
Yeti, through the howling winds picking up once more, comes charging at you.
Dude. It might have been able to detect you.
What's your AC? 19. Okay. Both of its hands rake and claw at you, doing 25 points of damage.
Oh my
as
God.
as the flesh underneath your armor rips and tears, there's almost an unnatural sort of chill that almost tries to freeze the wound oozing out from its strange clawed hands.
I'm sorry, aren't I at level 29 stealth right now?
You got a really high stealth roll, yeah.
It got
Cool.
higher.
Yeah, that is
It
pretty
got
cool.
higher.
He also-
The force of
He
the
has
claws. Not
Plus
back.
5 temp hit points.
Oh, he does.
Yes, he does, because I cast 8 on him.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Who got that again?
That was me, Brugark, and Raelian.
Okay. Thank you. I forgot that
thanks.
it gave you 10.
Wait, what do we have? What do we have?
Temporary
Plus
hit. Well, Raelian
Oh.
had 5 temporary hit points. Those are
Oh,
gone.
nice.
And
Sweet.
you took 20 more points of damage as this massive fucking thing just came tearing out of the forest through the wall of snow and raked at your body.
Oh my god, no. The white cat's going on 8? What?
No, the
Nine.
numbers are random.
Oh, okay.
So you
Oh,
don't know.
sorry. I thought that was initiative. Fucking hell.
Sort of moving in at the challenging roar of the other large Yeti. One of these white cats sort of comes in behind the massive Yeti and looks like it's about to leap at the thing. but it kind of like turns and peels back and just kind of like a cat kind of like hissing and scratching at something it doesn't want to get too close to. It appears to have been slightly intimidated by the illusion. There's a lot of sort of movement to the west, but with the snow picking back up again, your line of sight is fading past the illuminating Yeti. The last thing you saw was one, maybe two other Yetis to the west kind of moving in behind their larger, presumably leader. Palindor.
Palindor turns to the dwarf and Sister Garaele and pushes them against the cart and is like, "You have to stay safe, Sister Garaele. We will need you by the end of this fight. Please be ready." And I have a question. Does that Shield of Faith that gives a +2 AC, does that work through Brugark's transformation into another creature? Like if I give him +2 now?
Yeah, I would say so. Because, like in the same way that he folds like any armor or whatever into himself, any sort of enchantment you cast on him, it's still him. He's just
retain abilities.
changing shapes. Yeah, so yeah, I would think so. The
Okay,
shimmering field would shift and change with his forms.
Okay, so as my bonus action, I'm going to use Shield of Faith on Brugark.
Okay, Brugark, if you're ever getting attacked, you have to remember that you've got a +2 AC bonus.
Okay.
So remind me.
And then Palindor runs up to the Yeti after pushing Sister Garaele and the dwarf, and makes to attack it.
Okay. It sort of spots, it almost smells you coming as it kind of turns and sees you ripping its claws, sending blood into the snow. Go on. You find the large-haired creature easy for you to strike as you slash into it with your first swing.
I light his ass on fire.
Like literally,
On fire.
his ass is on fire.
Oh shit. Okay, well, you start to conjure the words, the prayer for your searing smite, but unfortunately, Lathander can only hear one bonus action prayer per round.
Touché.
So slashing with your blade not once but twice, you find the second attack he was ready for. He kind of steps back, pulling his claws out of Raelian and positioning himself a little bit more closely to you.
Wait, do I need to roll again for the second attack? Since I get two attacks?
Oh, was that the damage?
That was the damage.
Oh shit, sorry, I thought that was the attack roll. Yeah, well the first attack already hit, does 9 points of damage, and you do need to roll for this extra attack, yeah.
Okay.
Second attack swings and also hits. Slash, slash. 12 points of damage. 21 points of damage to the Yeti. Really infuriating it, and wounding it quite a bit in your first attack. Aurelian, as you sort of clutch at your wound, past the cat to the west, you sense more movement. You're not sure what or where, but somewhere to the northwest. Brugark, you see one of these large cats, a very beautiful large beast, move towards you. It picks up speed as it gains on you and sort of tears through the forest. Kind of about as it gets 15 to 20 feet away from you, you see it just rip and dig its claws into the frozen ground and lift off into the air and just kind of reach and fly towards you. It almost feels like it's in slow motion.
I try to dodge.
Its claws reach out and try to slash at you. Your current AC
15.
is 15. Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go. And it just misses. Almost like you kind of like just see it coming in, like its burst of speed kind of caught you off guard in terms of tempo, and you duck down and this thing just flies over you, almost crashing into the other side of the wagon and rolling through the snow. You felt like if that thing hit you, it would have just barreled you backwards into the others, quite painfully, possibly even knocking you on your ass. The dwarf starts crawling under the cart.
Eyes, dwarf.
Slowly. Brugark.
Okay. Oh God.
Do it.
I'm gonna.
What happening?
Do it.
Okay. So quick question before I do this: is that frozen human dead? The one that was next to the dwarf?
Yeah, it looked like it was dead. Like part of it had been eaten.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna cast animal friendship on this cat.
Can you drag the shield icon?
Oh, let's see. Yeah.
Just for fun, so everyone can see.
I didn't know
there
you
it
could
is.
do that. That's fucking sick.
This is the same level as charm. It works indefinitely and forever.
No, it's not. It's 24 hours, but
Choose me.
I want to cast it on the cat, and then like offer this frozen body like to the cat instead. So like I want to, cast friendship. Be like, I mean you no harm, and then I'll grab this frozen human and sort of like throw it off,
That's
outward,
disgusting and awesome.
like a little bit more that way, and then try to get the cat to move away from us.
Alright, so you're basically trying to like get it to go that way towards the body.
Yeah.
Alright. So, one sec.
It's not.
So
she's
you
pleased.
you sort of mutter the words of friendship, make your gesture with your morsel of food you're offering. The cat kind of recovers a bit from the roll and just quickly turns back towards your direction, and at the dwarf crawling under the cart. But again looks back to you as you start to gesture and wave your hands and do this thing. With highly intelligent eyes, it seems to be scanning all of you and looking at you and your magic. It kind of tilts its head and flicks its ear a little bit, and it just keeps looking at you, unblinking, unchanged, as if it's ignored your magic.
Oh no.
Is it intelligent?
It is a
Shit.
cat.
It appears so, sir.
Okay. All
You
right.
still,
Oh.
despite your
Yeah,
failed
fine.
efforts, you can't help but admire this
Oh.
new beast you've never seen before.
Okay. And then I want to
you-
move. Just
Okay.
or can I move, or is like throwing the body over there kind of like that action?
I'd give you like a half move, since you kind of did an action and sort of moved the body a little bit.
Okay. I just want to like put myself in between
Okay.
the cat and these two
Very cool.
here.
Alright. Ace, there is, again, the winds, the snow have picked up again more significantly. Your radius of vision, everyone, appears to be shrinking more and more the thicker it all gets. The fire from the flaming illusion is helpful, but the density of snow is kind of veiling and blocking and preventing you from seeing where these things are moving, how many of them there truly are. But the last thing you saw before the snows got denser once more was a bit of movement to the south-southwest. Your illusion, I'll just have you update that. If you're going to update it, it'll be on your turn as well. Just put
Yep.
that at the same initiative as you.
Okay, perfect.
Captain Peck.
Yeah, so so how did the cat react to Brugark? Does it like
Not
him?
good.
Not
Okay.
good. No, it feels like it still wants to rip his face off.
Okay. Well, I want to look under the cart, and I have an extra crossbow that I've had on me this whole time. I say,
Okay.
"Dead man tell no tales, ye lad lubber." And I want to throw this extra crossbow underneath, just with all the ammo strapped around it,
Okay.
so he can help us a little bit because he's being a big puss.
Okay, so you're throwing this to the frozen dwarf.
Yeah, the one that's under the window.
Okay. The crossbow hits the ground and kind of clanks and slides smoothly along the frozen road towards him, just stopping at a bit of like the rutted frozen cart track, and he kind of timidly puts his hand around it and looks at you, sort of having like a little inner monologue with himself. You can't really tell where his mind's at, but he's just sort of processing.
Up, you scurvy dog!
This is
I
like the end of
want to
Fifth
intimidate.
You're pointing at.
He's
This is
a
like the end of
merchant.
Fifth Element.
He has no idea what he's doing.
Yep.
He slowly starts to pick it up and kind of look at it a little bit. What else would you like to do? That's kind of, I'll give that as your bonus action.
Like,
for you.
that's my cunning action. I figured.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Okay, so then, shit. Now there's a cat to my north. Is that one rushing in right now?
It appears to be moving strategically, like
Okay.
wrapping its way around, positioning itself with the Yeti a little bit. Like these things
Okay.
are not moving. At least the cats don't appear to be moving in like a wild, frenzied sort of way.
Okay, well,
Not at all.
then I am going to look, while looking at the dwarf who's still hesitating to pick up the gun, I want to intimidate him by staring at him and just pointing the gun at the cat and then pulling the trigger.
So you're just like making eye contact with him and just,
Yeah.
please fire away.
I linked you guys a
Show 'em
video
how it's
if you
done.
need clarification.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah,
shit, I don't know what this is.
your wood and sort of gold filigreed gun glints
I have
in the
this,
white against the cat.
Yeah.
Not presently.
Okay. All right. Will you?
The
undo
gun
it? I don't
glints
wanna
in the white snow as you press on the trigger.
undo it. There we go. I gotta put this down here.
Do it.
Oh, shit!
That's
my
20.
Whoa!
Plus
By the way,
10.
I want you guys to know that's the third one I rolled in a row, and I was like, "Fuck! I just wasted my two 20s on nothing."
It's one of them nights. I rolled 220.
Put that sneak attack bonus back on. And roll damage. Oh, you had double.
Oh my god!
Jesus. You know what? No, it did roll double because it was a crit.
Oh my god.
What is that? 110? Stupid.
Fuck.
110.
No, that's the right total right there.
That's
It rolled
55.
it rolled double dice.
Still, probably just one hit killed that.
Yeah.
my
That
fucking
thing's
cat.
That thing's turned into.
I
Oh
hope
my
that looked
God.
awesome. With a smoking gun still staring at that dwarf.
The smoke is kind of like the smell of it is just spreading out through the blizzard.
Yeah.
As the dwarf's mouth, not unlike how you found him before the brandy, before the booze, just sort of quickly grips the crossbow and just drops as blood starts pouring down the face of this cat, and there's this gaping, smoking hole pouring out from the center of its head. It just immediately stands there frozen and drops, plopping into the ground, almost sliding on the ice a bit, completely dead and splayed out like a fucking stuffed rug.
I love everything about what just happened.
The dwarf quickly pulls the crossbow in and starts fumbling with it a little bit, trying to figure out how the fuck to work this thing.
No, don't touch that.
Calm your head.
Put it down.
Raelian.
Okay, how many spells can I cast?
All of them.
Wow. and
Clearly all of them.
and attack as well.
It's either or.
So basically for you, if any of your spells are bonus actions,
that's
which like Hunter's Mark, and that's it. Were the only things you could cast and still do your attacks.
Oh, so if I wanted to cast Cordon of Arrows, that's my turn.
That would be your turn, other than a move or yeah.
Yeah, alright, I'm not doing that. I'm casting Hunter's Mark on Yeti 20. And I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna take
Okay.
two
All right.
He
uppercut.
says
Right,
confidently.
Just sort of flexing your sort of raw stomach that's just been ripped out. You kind of muster enough strength to get back in there. You cast Hunter's Mark on Yeti 20, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so you do bonus damage on him
Correct.
whenever you hit.
And Colossus
And
Slayer.
he is already wounded, so Colossus Slayer would apply once per round.
Yep.
Okay. Get in there, buddy.
All right.
First attack cuts through more furred Yeti flesh.
Ooh.
All right.
Go ahead and give me that second attack roll.
Wait, no damage?
I like doing it like I want you to get both attack rolls in first, so I can figure out what actually hits and doesn't, and then we'll do the damage after.
Oh,
First
Nice.
attack hits, second attack hits even harder. Roll damage for both. And we'll go ahead and add. Go ahead. Just manually roll the extra d6 and the d8.
Right now?
Yeah.
It's a D6 and a D8.
Fuck,
He
what's
put
a
Hunter's
D6?
Mark and he's got Colossus Slayer on. D6 is like Monopoly dice. Any
Fuck,
game
dude.
board dice? Come on, guys. How is this happening? We're on
Roll out
episode
of a
27.
D20.
Is
Don't
that
think,
D8?
guys.
Alright, yeah, some of you. Alright, roll the d8. Okay.
Nice.
First attack with Talon, you immediately do 17 ripping points of damage. Go ahead and roll the long dong damage.
This is why you
This
had
is
to
why
die
we're here.
early.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Stronger.
17, 23 points of damage as you retaliate against this Yeti, swearing some sort of nature oath.
What's the nature oath sound like?
Yeah, what did it sound like?
Demonic owl.
Let me type this. Yeah, wait.
Let me type it. Yeah. Boo, 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 boo.
Wait, it sounds...
Ah!
Alright, it sounds like,
Some elvish
I-
elvish
it says
swears.
Bitch. It says bitch at the end.
Shri, or something like that, yeah.
Bizitch.
Even Ace could discern that.
Almost I wouldn't call it a death cry, but like a sort of screams of anguish, anger, and warning. This and there's sort of like the sounds of chest beating. Like, okay. You can kind of hear them echoing like drums of war sort of closing in on you. You can't see most of them anymore through the snow, but you can feel them, you can hear them a bit in the distance. It sounds like they're getting closer and more angry.
Wait, did that have, don't I roll extra for Colossus Slayer?
That's what the D8 was.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah. Sister Garel, is sort of trying to heal the dwarf a bit more, trying to get him to a more stable state. You can kind of hear her fumbling through some words of magic, words of healing, prayers to Tamora. But we come back to Ace and her massive illusionary Yeti.
Ace's Yeti walks over into the cart and rips off one of the tires and holds it up over his head, and it erupts into flames, and it throws it towards the last known location of the massive Yeti, number 16. And as that's happening, Ace casts Fireball to make it appear as though the flaming tire...
Slow your roll. So, your major image, your illusion that you create, you can keep it seeming alive and animated, but it costs an action, I believe. I'm just double checking.
I don't think it does.
Concentration?
I think it does. It's concentration. It costs an action to cast it, and then as long as I'm conscious and I concentrate, it's up.
Hold on. No, so as long as you are within range of the illusion, you can use your action to cause the image to move to any other spot within range. As the image changes location, you can alter its appearance so that its movement appears natural for the image. So, example, if you create an image of a creature and move it, you can alter it so it appears that it's actually walking. So if you want this thing to seem alive, you would have to spend your action to really keep channeling the magic.
Alright, Ace uses the rules, and the Flaming Yeti just casts Fireball towards the other one.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to add a little flavor.
What is the Yeti like? Point? And that's it? Can you do that much with a bonus action?
I mean, you
The
could have it
Yeti-
rip off the wheel and use that to send like a flaming wheel fireball.
The Yeti standing on the bridge picks up a boulder, part of the railing of the bridge, and hurls it towards the other.
Okay.
Towards the other Yeti.
Without moving.
Okay.
Yeah, without moving. Ace casts fireball at the other Yeti.
Well, no, only one of those two things happens.
Wait, what?
No, he's saying Fiddy said that in order to make it appear alive, you have to use your
If you want it to if you want to not just become frozen in the last thing that you did with it, you have to use your action to keep animating it. Animation is hard and takes all of your energy.
Animation is a bitch.
Ace thinks about the party, and then she just lobs a fireball at the Yeti.
Okay. The moment you do so, your Yeti just stands in its last sort of pose of flame, but now like a frozen illusionary statue. You cast Fireball. Go ahead and... you're centering it right on that big guy?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
Oh, let's do
Go ahead
this.
and roll damage. And mark the spell off, please. You don't do the save, that's what they are. But that is helpful, actually, to see what the DC is.
Oh, it's just a damage thing.
Yeah.
Whoa, holy shit, that's a lot of dice.
Pet guy, remove the cat that you killed from the map. Okay. So... Sorry, I'm just catching up here. Peck, did you catch me on that? The cat's gone that you...
Yeah, he did.
I got you.
Here,
Sorry, I'm
come
muted.
Oh, okay, I didn't see. So, Fireball, 20-foot radius. Centered on this big Yeti. So with a blast of intense heat and fire from behind the wagon, well, you can feel the warmth coming off the tiefling a bit as she conjures this fireball at the center of the large Yeti, and just the heat just ripples and blasts outward around it. Go ahead and roll a wild magic check.
We'll do that.
I can't wait to see what we get. Hopefully we don't get any more of those fucking weird ass
Unicorn.
rhomboids.
Unicorn, come on, unicorn. Another Dr. Rhombus?
Oh, well, you rolled really high, so nothing happens.
Oh, we're good? Okay.
Yeah, we're good, sorry. This guy... Ooh. Not moving at all, initially. I think you're echoing out again, Kyle.
Right.
So, oh, yeah.
User
you are.
disconnected from your
Yeah.
channel.
Oh, wait, 1 second.
User
Hello?
joined your channel.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay. It's still happening, but fuck it.
Still doing. Alright.
So let me just get through this. Wait till after it's your turn, maybe jump out. So the fireball like just completely engulfs this thing and starts to sort of set his fur aflame. And initially he doesn't react until he realizes that the fire is like spreading through his coat. And you can hear it echoing through the trees. And there's almost like a little bit of chorus around him of other Yetis, almost like shrieking and a bit, not of terror, but clearly they're a bit afraid. This thing just took a little bit of damage from the fire. And it seems like it's scared. A little bit. Okay.
Alright, we'll be right back.
Yeah, thanks.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh, did it disappear from our vision?
It backed up into the snow a little bit. And thanks to the fire, you can actually still see him a bit.
User joined your channel.
Alright. Uh-oh.
So
Echo's
happening.
still happening.
User left your channel.
What is that, I wonder?
I don't know. Palindor,
Yep.
my good man, my brave Palindor.
Well,
User joined your
Raelian just
channel.
like raked that
That's a
Freaking
good
Yeti.
point.
over the coals.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
I'm sure that guy's not feeling good, so Palindor just uppercuts
Oh, well, it's
Straight
not your.
up.
Sorry, it's not your turn. I was
Oh,
getting
I'm
ready
sorry.
to give you observations. Yeah. So if you need to, just refer to the combat tracker thing.
Did I
You
miss
psyched me
anything
out, bro.
super important?
Sorry.
Wow.
Combat
was-
tracker doesn't seem to be.
It was a dick tease.
Yeah, it's not in.
Sorry, you know,
in a
I'm
good
trying.
order.
I'm trying to throw your attention to what's happening around you. I'll try to make that more clear.
But yes, he's not feeling good
Yeah.
right now. He's
Yes,
very hurt.
you are. You
he's
are
got a
correct. You are correct.
Big Yeti's kind of on fire.
No, other Yeti, no.
He looking down at the nasty little elf who just slashed him damn near open. You see the eyes of the Yeti, the cold frozen blue eyes just kind of pierce through your soul, Aurelian.
And
I
they
need
see more evil awaits within.
The gaze combined with the snowstorm almost freezes you to the core. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Whoa.
Can I use protection? Is that only against
That does
physical?
not apply yet, but hold that thought.
Oh Jesus!
Constitution.
Saving throw on the right hand
Saving
side
throw.
of your character sheet.
That is not good, sir.
When we say like not good, does that mean
Like
Wow.
not good. Oh, that's a lot of dice. Really? It's the first one.
Really, what
Iron.
can only be described as a brief moment of you just looking into the heart and soul of the frozen north. There's this magical fixation as the cold gaze of the Yeti pierces you, freezes your very core for a moment, almost as if time stands still, and just wave after wave of cold racks through your body, damaging you for 12 points of damage.
It's not that bad.
all you got?
The damage doesn't feel that bad at first until you realize your limbs are freezing, your joints are locking, and you find yourself statuesque, almost frozen in place, and you cannot move.
Oh, just like the guys we found.
That's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. The Yeti, if an ape-like sort of mouth could form a smile, it would be. It reaches one of its claws up, its left hand, at you. There you go. So that gives him disadvantage.
Nice work,
Yes, it does.
Palandor.
Wow. Stepping in front of his frozen elf companion, Palandor gets his shield up just in time to block not one but two raking claws of the Yeti as it just beats down, almost knocking you back into Raelian. And you stop his attacks for now as he turns his gaze towards you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
He said through frozen lips, "Thank you, sir."
Prefer me, Palandor.
Slowly sort of stalking and walking in like this sort of half-circled arc to the tree line to the east, the large cat looks at the colorful little halfling who just fired this gun. It's sort of pacing and keeping its gaze locked on him as, not unlike Brugark's experience, he starts to dig into the frozen ground and starts charging towards the halfling.
Of course he does. Bitch wants some.
I need you to make
Not die.
a strength saving throw.
Okay, that's not what I was hoping, but
Oh.
oh yeah, definitely not what I was hoping.
I just friendly DM reminder that the paladin and the ranger have inspiration points that they can use whenever.
I'm
Whenever?
gonna use a luck. We got to be rested, right?
Yeah, you have all your luck points. Just check them off. Check them off as you use them.
Yes, sirree. That I feel like I can do better.
Yeah.
Let me put on my hotbar real quick, cause you know that seems to be way luckier.
Yeah.
Man.
Is your Steam controller plugged in?
Yeah, you use
Oh
your
yeah.
Steam
Oh,
controller.
I
bro?
am, baby. Don't worry.
The cat is flying at you almost in slow motion. You're slipping. You find your feet slipping on the ice as it's impacting you. You try to roll away. You feel like the force of this leap is just driving you to the ground.
Really fucked me up.
So initially, it leaps at you with this clawed attack, pouncing you, sending you just slamming into the ground, that feeling when you hit the back of your tailbone, and it just almost sends like a moment of breath leaving your body. You find yourself just prone on the ground, and as this thing goes to bite you, possibly not used to such a small statured humanoid, it goes to bite at your plumed hat and bites at the air, getting nothing, and just goes tumbling past you. Completely missing its second follow-up attack and just slumping against the cart, looking eye to eye with the dwarf under the cart who's still fumbling with the crossbow.
Is it within my reach?
You take 6 points of damage from the claws.
Initial?
Yeah.
Pity. I gotta point out.
Yes.
I've been looking at Polearm Master, which I have.
Uh-huh.
While I'm wielding it, any creature that enters my reach provokes attack of opportunity.
Let's take a look. That'd be a great thing to know.
The last bullet point.
Mastery. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, I'm pulling up. It won't let me share feats. That's weird. Oh, yes. So as the creature awkwardly misses its bite on the halfling and comes sliding past you on the ice, you may make a free attack with your polearm weapon.
Yes. Fuck that shit up.
With a quick swing of your quarterstaff, you kind of just jab it quickly into the ribs of the creature as it slides past you. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh shit!
You do a meager 3 points of damage, taking the gaze of the cat away from the scared dwarven merchant and drawing its look right towards you. That only ate 3 points off of your temporary hit points. And don't forget to remind me about your AC bonus too later.
Wait, he took.
Wait, it took 3 off of mine?
It should have.
Oh,
he
sorry.
attacked it.
Yeah, I'm bad. Man.
Give that back, cat.
Give that back.
Your hit points.
3 to the cat. Sorry. Okay. Moving back in to the flaming massive Yeti illusion that's now frozen in place and doesn't really give off any sort of odor that would match. This cat claws at the illusion, seeming a bit confused, but almost puzzling it out and realizing that this thing poses no threat. Moving past it, it goes into flank the elf.
I yell out, "The cat knows about your tricks."
It goes to make a single biting attack at the ranger, who manages to get one of his blades up in time over his shoulder to kind of block and hold the jaws back. Ace, you sense a lot of movement to the south through the thick snow layer, but you don't see anything specific. The massive Yeti, seeing his cat kind of rip at this thing that's also now frozen, seems to be fighting off the terror of the fireball that just engulfed him. He's still like, patting off the flames. And one sec, he's making a bit of a save, we'll say. He seems a bit shaken, but determined enough to keep kind of running forward. I'm going to remove your illusion for now. He kind of just goes charging into the cart and just goes to basically flip the desk kind of mode. And his strength is really high. But possibly still marred from the fire attack and still a bit dazed. He kind of gets a grip on the cart, lifts it off the ground, and immediately just crashes back down in place. It just starts beating on the start of it like enraged. Palandor.
Palandor, who's manage to get the gaze of the Yeti in front of him. Stabs just directly. I want the sword to go directly through right here, and stab his brain and just pull it out. One swift, smooth, beautiful motion.
Yeah. He looks weakened and wounded. You're feeling pretty good about this one.
How good am I feeling? Do I feel as if...
Let's roll that attack and see.
I can't see it.
No one can.
You're feeling good enough. Roll damage on that first attack.
1.
Ooh. That's pretty good stab there.
Do his eyes just blank out as he falls over dead and unconscious? Dead and unconscious both?
You've got him just sort of pinned with your blade, almost like braced between like the shield that you blocked and like the metal of the sword just sticking into him. But he seems to be clinging on to life, clinging on with fury as if he wants to get one final gaze at you. Do you think otherwise? Go ahead and take it away as you finish this guy off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes, like, straight into his chest, and then Palandor pulls it out and just swipes straight across, severing his neck. And he, like, the body falls over, and he just, like, pulls his sword out and just, like, hacks until his, like, neck just... blood just sprays.
Sort of forming a bit of this... red-covered warrior look, standing out starkly in the white snowstorm around you. Palandor just shreds and covers this Yeti's fur with blood as he completely finishes the monster off.
Tear forms.
And then I want him to turn, and I want to get like directly in that cat's face and just scream at it.
Almost pivoting around you like some sort of holy protector. The paladin positions himself between you and the deadly cat. It's a good thing. It's a good thing too, because stepping out from the wall of snow to the northwest is another Yeti, seemingly emboldened by the larger Yeti who's just rushed in. He seems enraged at you hacking and slashing his ally down.
Hey, I have a quick question.
Go for it.
So, is protection a bonus action, or is it just as part of?
I think it's a
Palandor's...
reaction. Let me just double check.
Hold on, I had it up a second ago. Let me see.
Protection. You can use your reaction. Yeah, so it uses a reaction slot.
Okay, so
as long as your shield's equipped.
Do I still have a bonus action since I just attacked?
You do.
Okay. Is the gem of the Sentinel that I have, if I use one charge of that, is that considered a bonus action? I don't remember if it's a bonus action or not. Hold on, let me find it.
That is a bonus action. Well, no, sorry. The light on/off switch basically is a bonus action. The one that would actually sort of let out a column of dazing light.
Not the 3 charge one, just the 1 charge.
Right. Yeah. I believe that's a normal. No, you know what? I would say they're all just a bonus action. Because it's just saying a command word. Yeah.
Yeah, I do the second command. I speak the second word in Elvish, because it's Elvish, of course.
What is the command word?
It's in Elvish.
But,
so, hold on.
Boot.
Second command. Love it. Alright, so you're targeting the cat in front of you? Like just
Correct.
Point blank blast of
turn
gem.
around. Imagine like Sam Wise facing Shelob.
Okay.
Shines the light directly in its eyes.
Okay, I like that. So, having to make a Constitution save with a DC of 15, the blinding light just pierces at this cat. And it seems dazed for a moment, but almost as if it's used to staring at the brightness in this white-out world of the north. It seems unfazed by your gem.
Wonderful.
For a moment,
the
you
gem-
thought it might actually work, but it appears to have not worked for you at all.
That would have been really helpful, but
Yeah, it would have been really good.
Thanks, Palanor.
The dwarf who now clutches the crossbow under the wagon cart almost lets out like an audible sigh of relief to Sister Grail and Brugark as Brugark has sort of poked the attention of the cat away. He looks over to you, to Peck, and kind of like has this sort of questioning look on his face as he clutches the crossbow, wondering what to do.
Oh God. So it's his turn. Oh God, it's his turn.
He's looking at you for direction, essentially.
And is the cat looking at him?
The cat
With
is
the video
presently staring at the half orc.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hands like down, like put the hand down, you know, lower him down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to persuade him to lower the weapon.
Okay. He's kind of lowering
Don't
it.
touch it.
Hold still. Don't just wait.
He's
Hey,
got this like deer in headlights look, like really tense. You can't tell
I'm
if it's
very
the
calm.
cold or if he's like trying to panic, shoot, run. You can't tell. You can't tell.
There's a calm, cool smile that runs across. It's very dastardly, if you will.
Okay.
It's sent to calm his body so hard.
Roll like just a charisma check for me.
Okay.
Just a suave.
Is there somebody under the cart?
Yeah, the dwarven merchant with the crossbow that Peck slid to him, loaded and ready to fire, shaking like a madman.
Oh, I wish he wasn't under there. Wow.
Almost letting out this sigh of relaxation. He kind of his hands loosen. The crossbow drops and points down at the ground as he lays there prone on his stomach, like takes a breath and looks at Peck a bit reassured. Brugark, you've got the other end of your quarterstaff still sticking in the ribs of this cat as it snarls and sort of gets its claws clenched, ready to rake at your body. What would you like to do?
Oh God.
There's a sound from your
What?
backpack.
Not now. Not now.
There's a Ace. You can kind of see like a little beak kind of poking out the back flap of the leather satchel.
Oh, Ace
Oh, jeez.
cries a
Oh,
little,
jeez.
but is happy.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Conjure animals.
He's not out, but
And-
he's slightly visible. Conjure animals. Okay.
Conjure animals, and
Level
then
3 druid magic.
right, and then two beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower, which are brown bears.
Do you get to pick or is it
two.
random? Choose.
No,
you choose. Okay.
I
okay,
choose
sorry.
them.
Just
What
checking.
is
So,
Just checking. This is a new
Two
magic
brown
to me.
bears. So, are you asking me to describe it?
Yes.
Okay, so Brugark composes himself with the staff in his hand, starts to verbalize some druidic incantation, and then draws a circle into the ground, and out of this circle appear two brown bears just like clawing out of the earth in front of him, in between him and the cat. And then they just maul it. Oh, I have to roll initiative for them.
Each
moves.
beast. I just moved it slightly so I could see the tokens.
Awesome.
Holy
Oh wow,
shit,
you
dude.
rolling? Wow, they have separate initiative. Okay. Let me just get the bears actually out here. So this is, sorry, is it a black bear, brown bear?
Brown bear. Two brown bears.
Okay.
That
okay.
is awesome. That's such a cool spell.
Oh,
Like
roll
a
initiative for the
full
summoned
race
creatures as a group, which has its
Okay.
own turns.
All right. So,
They obey any verbal
Just
commands I
two.
issue them.
Dude, Klug, I remember in
Yeah.
WoW you always played Beastmasters.
okay.
You would be-
So they have
Pet classes.
initiative.
Druid OP.
I don't see.
I'm not complaining.
Oh, no. All right, we'll just roll a d20. Their
Okay.
dex is 0, so yeah, d20 plus 0.
Ugh!
Okay.
Can they go right now? Can they go right now?
Yes, they can.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to move them up near the top of the order with Ace.
Damn, the rolls tonight.
Jesus Christ.
So badass.
All right, so let me just get these out. Sorry, what spot were you putting them in?
Basically, like in between me and this cat. So like they're just gonna stick, like, basically is in these cracks in this little spot. Like if the bear crawling out like moves the cart out of the way, like that's
Yeah,
fine
I like
because
that.
it's
Yeah.
fucking huge.
Between
They
the
crawl
Yeti
out of the
lifting
earth.
it
Yeah,
and him knocking it a bit.
and then I just to command them to remove these foul creatures from the surface of this Mother Earth.
Okay, and you, having taken this form yourself and really lived among these creatures quite a bit, you know that each of them they're quick enough, they're fast enough, they're strong enough to make 2 attacks per round each. Since this is kind of like just summoned, awesome, like the ritual was fucking perfect, each of them can make 1 of their 2 attacks right now as like a free turn.
Okay. Nice.
You know that the claws are definitely the stronger of the 2 attacks compared to the bite.
Yes.
So go ahead and roll a d20 for each one.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll straight. I can't find the brown bear's sheet.
No. Yeah, I don't know if you have access to it. Just roll a raw d20. So that's a 10 and
Oh,
a
come on!
3.
It was cocked.
They have a
It's fine.
they have a +5 to hit, so that's a 15 and an 8.
Does it have advantage because it's flanking?
The
one on the right?
No, actually, sorry. Let me double check.
Forgot about
Flanking
flanking.
fun. I always forget what the. I don't think there is in. I don't think there is a flanking bonus in this edition.
Oh, I thought it offered
Other
advantage.
than no, I think it's just stuff like sneak attack play off of it. I'm not finding anything in my notes. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm just gonna go with no. So, it doesn't matter which one. One of the 2 bears, just beautifully gets off this raking attack that almost knocks the cat out of the attack of the other bear. They just swing simultaneously. It lets out another growl. Go ahead and roll damage. It's 2d6 plus 4. You just want to roll the 2d6. That's fine. All right, so 9 damage into the white cat. Taking it down to, fairly wounded looking. We'll go back to the normal order out of the little bonus awesomeness there.
Oh, bonus
Yeah.
action. Bonus action. I join them and turn into a brown bear.
Oh my god!
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna get a
Brown
shirt. Palandor's gonna make a shirt that says "I heart Brugark."
You guys know what's gonna happen, right?
Hold on.
Brown bears for life. I hope that we've got either a big door or a big bear.
What about your fantasy of riding a bear while you're giant
Into
Oh my
battle.
God.
into battle?
Can big door ride a bear?
If you're big.
Big. Listen to what you just said.
If you're big.
I mean, I'm gonna make it happen. I was gonna do
It's
something
large.
else, but now it's happening.
So,
but does-
here's an interesting question.
How much does a bear weigh?
What happens to Grimtalon? He's
Does
on your backpack. I would
he
almost
get absorbed into me, or is? Okay, in this instance, because there's probably like a living creature, I'll
I
do
don't
this
think-
thing where my backpack, I just like do the shoulder thing to shrug it off as I turn into the bear.
Wait.
So it probably falls to the ground behind me.
Doesn't he become tattoos? Isn't that the deal?
Well, you can either absorb it or the stuff drops to the ground. But because there's like a living creature in my bag, Brugark wouldn't do this, absorb it, I guess. So I could shrug the bag off.
Yeah, I mean, like in the same way that you
transform?
couldn't pick Peck up and like absorb
Yeah,
him.
absorb it. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
you would have to like drop the
Excuse me?
pack with
Turn him into a tattoo.
with Grimtalon.
No, he would just he'd fall in. Like I dropped the backpack behind me on the ground as I transformed.
Okay, all right, and there's he's now peeking his beak out quite a bit.
Hope he saw this.
Yeah, almost seems impressed. And again, you retain like your temporary HP and like your AC bonus from the paladin's prayers. Okay. Almost on theme, another cat prowling through the wall of snow to the south kind of steps in and surrounds you all. It appears to be posturing near the tree line more than anything. Captain Peck, what are you doing as you are now surrounded by bears and cats? And looking at the dead, frozen corpse of a human laying face down on the road near you.
Okay, so they're hiding behind this cart, right? The dwarf and the...
They are,
sparrow?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And-
on the other side, looming 17 feet above is this giant, massive yeti that just lifted and smashed the cart back down in place before it got knocked aside by the bears and the cats.
So what I want to do is I want to Mel Gibson and the Patriot this, where like I move over here, and then I fire at the Yeti's nutsack.
The big guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeti 11.
Yep.
And then when he looks over here, I want to use my cunning action to hide, but it's almost like he sees that through the bear's action, he loses me. Like I strobe him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll the stealth check.
Oh! I'm even lucky on that.
Well, I think
Passive
Raelian's Pass Without Trace is still going.
Okay, good.
27.
So that's a 27.
Okay.
Yeah, between all of the chaos of everything happening and the thickness of the snow around you, you feel fairly concealed from this guy.
And, just to be clear, I was going to do that after I shot. So that way... Because he doesn't know I'm here right now anyways, right? Like, it would still be a sneak attack currently. And then I wanted to hide afterwards. Then he lost me in the chaos. He knew it came from this direction, but he can't see me.
So you want to get the sneak attack off, but still be able to hide, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, essentially, like the Yeti is engaged with things, and you're surrounded by like a wall of chaos. So like, yeah, you can do it with a sneak attack bonus, and then use your cunning action to hide. That's fine.
Alright.
That is a hit, as the smoke from your gun wafts into the air. Infuriating this massive giant, the large sort of dominant Yeti is angrier than fucking ever. What else? Make your stealth check now?
Yes. Well, he did get hit in the nutsack, so... Raelian, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're feeling fairly concealed among the large creatures and the wall of snow around you.
You're almost like guaranteed to be stealth with +10 and then Raelian's +10. I mean, unless you roll a 1. You're
Which,
gonna be fine.
as a halfling, is you cannot...
Yeah, so it's
Raelian.
impossible. You're fine.
Yep.
Creatures are rising up around you, guns are firing, monsters are howling. What would you like to do? You are bleeding from your gut, you're wounded. The paladin has shielded you from this attack for now, but you still get the sense that there's other threats in the forest around you.
I can't see White Cat 4. Does it have damage?
White Cat 4 is undamaged at the moment.
Yeah.
The one between the trifecta of large bears is a bit wounded.
Okay.
And so is the massive Yeti just rampaging around the other side of the cart. A Yeti to the northwest of you has definitely caught your attention a bit and appears to be closing in on you and the paladin.
And I can't cure wounds and fight, right?
That is correct. You can cure wounds and move. And you can try to cure wounds at multiple levels of power if you wanted to. But I need an answer quickly here.
Okay, I'm going to run here,
Mm-hmm.
cast Hunter's Mark on White Cat 8,
Okay.
and attack it.
Okay.
Ooh, ballsy.
Completing like a full encircling of this large crag cat. You mark it with your hunter ways, so that's going to give you bonus damage on that target. And go ahead and make both your attack rolls with your blades. First swing digs in and finds cat flesh. And so does the second.
Ooh.
Just go ahead and roll both damages first, and then you can roll the d6 and the d8 after that.
Average.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
13, and then d6 and d8.
jeez.
Alright.
Okay, 22 points of damage as you hack and slash this cat who's like just in full-on like cornered cat mode right now and is menacing its claws. Looks terrifying, but nonetheless, 22 points of damage.
These cats
and
are healthy.
it almost like sort of in this last sort of gasp of enraged breath, it tries to claw out at you and bite at one of the bears as it realizes it's dead and falls to the ground from your attacks. Just completely splayed out in the middle of all of you.
Oh, thank God.
You're technically not engaged in melee anymore if you would still like to reposition more. You still have, like, I think about 20
Still
feet of
use the
movement.
rest of your move.
Yeah, you still have like 20
going-
feet.
I'm going like in here.
Okay.
Get close to the bears. Dub bears.
Although, wait, can I undo that?
No.
Fuck.
Sorry. you used up. You took too long. Sister Garael, no longer tending to the frozen dwarf, sees you approach, a bit wounded, and goes to attempt to heal you. Says, "I don't have much strength. I'm still recovering from the dragon," but she kind of nonetheless touches you with a hand and whispers a little prayer to her goddess of luck. And a sense of warmth kind of washes over you, not unlike the warmth you first felt when her presence kind of softened the cold. But you get 7 points of damage restored.
Sister Garael. Getting her touch on.
Grimtalon!
Grimtalon is kind of peeking out from the bag, like looking around, taking in the
Attack
surroundings
peck.
a little bit.
Attack Peck!
His
Yeah.
his cute little
Looks at Peck.
his cute little face is looking at her.
Aww. But he doesn't know.
He looks a bit hungry, a little bit intrigued at the noises, the smells. But we go back.
I toss him a good berry. So he remembers his dad.
We go back to Ace at the top of the order.
We'll be fed for the rest of the day.
Ace at the top of the order.
It's at the top of the order. She
Yeah.
casts Big Door on this guy here. Whoop!
The real Brugark.
The real Brugard. Please stand up.
Uh-huh.
Jesus. What
And
happens?
And then she also twin spells onto Palandor, causing him to become Big Door.
You can twin spell that?
I can
man.
twin spell.
Okay.
Holy
Okay.
fuck.
Well,
It's
first,
a level 2 spell. Boop.
go ahead
Mark it
and
off.
roll a wild magic check. I marked it off for you actually because I noticed you
alright.
missed one of your third
Oh
level
shit, we
spells.
double marked. There we go. And then I used 2 Font of Magics. I will be using this guy here. Percentage boop.
Oh,
Hey.
again,
Nailed
maybe
it.
maybe it's the frozen north, but your magic seems cooled down, tamed, if you will, right now. The wild magic is not surging through you.
This is displeased.
You enlarge both the paladin and the already quite large bear.
To almost gargantuan scale.
Yeah, you're gonna make this real. You kind of force your allies out of the way.
And then Ace fucking takes cover in this tree over here.
Where were you trying to move? I clicked your thing and it had like a move on it.
Shit. Alright, I just moved the wrong person.
No.
Nope. No, god damn it. I moved to the
Okay.
tree.
Alright.
And I yell out, my babies do fuck.
More and more walls of meat grow and rise up in a protective sort of wall around the less strong physically.
That's
companions.
the biggest goddamn bear I've ever seen.
Brugark, one of your bears, still feeling kind of linked to you, even more so now that you've taken its form, Bear 13, is sort of waiting for your thoughts, your commands.
Oh, it's gonna keep doing the thing that I told it to do,
The cat?
which is remove these creatures, these abominations from the surface of the earth.
Almost sort of doing a little run circle around the large paladin. It sort of wraps around White Cat 4 and makes a bite and clawing attack. Both hit and dig in, rip into this thing, and just sort of grapples onto the thing. Collectively doing 16 points of damage. Sorry, I'm rolling. I just want to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah, do it.
This cat looks to take the blows quite well, only seemingly a bit damaged. The other one follows up immediately, almost like in a slight delay, but perfect mirror of the other bear. And all 4 hits from both bears just as they clash into this thing, doing 19 more points of damage. And it's just turning into this visceral fucking nature documentary. The cat, unsure where to retaliate, just kind of bites and claws back at the first one that struck him to the northwest. Both of its attacks hit, digging into your bear, dealing a combined total of 19 points of retaliation damage.
Oh, it's not enough, but it's...
They're looking hardy, but also quite wounded. The massive Yeti, hearing the cries of the cat, kind of steps, almost shoving the wagon aside a bit more. Steps in to just kind of smash down on this bear.
Oh god.
Rolls a natural 20.
Oh no!
Bye, bear.
Oh, that was a lot of dice.
With one clean, just slump of like just someone knocking, just slamming it down like a fucking sledgehammer. It just caves the bear's skull in. It almost doesn't even get time to get a groan out as it falls immediately dead on the ground and disappears.
Jeez.
One quick, it takes its other hand and just rakes its claws to the left at the bear to the side of Palindor.
It can reach that?
Yeah, it's really, really big. I mean, it kind of takes like a half step as it smashes its head in, but still, the reach on this thing, quite long. Its raking claws hit, not nearly as impressive as the first attack, but, you know, still impressive nonetheless. Deals a combined, like at first, Paladin, you see the claws just rip into the bear, knocking it aside, but the thing that really strikes you is the bear almost freezes. You can see the fur kind of freeze over with frost as its claws rip out of the flesh, and the thing falls dead, frozen on the ground, and then after a moment disappears.
Oh my god.
Got frost strike.
It disappears in like a glittery purple like haze.
And the haze and the sort of frozen, enchanted sort of powers surround this thing, and its eyes glow blue, and it gazes at you, Palindor. I need you to make a Constitution save.
You're so constitutional.
I know, right?
Oh.
Yeah, you are.
Good.
You're constitutional.
For a moment, you can feel your joints freeze, stick, lock. You can't move your arms, but the warmth from your blade almost speaks to you. You hear this whisper and say, "Look to the rising sun," and the cold washes away from your body. You shake it off a bit.
The bigness of his wiener.
You almost feel Lathandir sitting with you, protecting you. There's almost like this warm aura emanating from you right now. You feel as if the Yeti and its cold blue eyes will not affect you anymore. Speaking of which, it's your turn.
Do it, sir. Do it.
That cat's
Right.
almost dead.
Ride the bear.
So,
Ride the goddamn bear.
well, what is the cat focused on right now? Is it back on me?
It is back on you.
Yeah, I can't
So is
disengage.
the
dude,
Yeti.
or he'll get an attack of opportunity.
Technically, they're both large enough that you could reach both of them.
Oh,
Ride the bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
The extra size advantage kind of goes both
Mountain
ways.
combat.
Do it.
ideas are occurring.
Uh-huh.
I gave you this option.
So Palandor is going to use Lightbringer and attack the cat in front of him.
Okay.
Ooh.
That definitely
But-
hits.
Palandor decides, because of the close proximity of the Yeti and the cat, he does Searing Smite, which lights their asses on fire.
Okay.
Love ass fire.
Okay.
Contemplates how cool he could have been on a fucking bear.
This is gonna be a butthole barbecue.
Alright, roll the sword's damage first. Okay,
Alright.
not great.
One.
Roll the 1d6 searing smite damage.
Room for improvement.
Again,
Alright,
lot of room to work with here.
Should have bared.
So you deal almost as if all of Lathandir's warmth, his blessing, his presence was completely consumed in protecting your very core from freezing to death from this Yeti's paralyzing
That's fair.
gaze.
That's fair.
You're only able to exert just a little bit, just to release enough of it to let a little bit of a singed bit of damage go through your blade into this cold creature. But you pull your sword back and swing again.
There you go.
This time doing a bit more damage. Is that the end of your thing?
Yeah, I've used my bonus action.
Okay.
What? How cleaved and exhausted and dead is that cat?
So
at
that
this
is a
point?
total of 18 points of damage. And with that, you completely strike down the cat, sending it dead on the ground next to the Yeti.
But it's also on fire, and that poor Yeti remembering that fireball.
That 1 point of fire damage didn't really take and spread in this cold snowstorm, I'm afraid. Roll better things. You're still technically engaged in melee with the massive Yeti. Are you holding here?
Off.
Yeah, I'm holding here.
Okay, great. The other smaller Yeti, moving with a surprising amount of swiftness and distance, closes the gap on you, and completely claws your face for no points of damage. As you easily get your shield up and block that shit. And its eyes glow blue, not unlike the other Yetis, trying to stare through you and freeze your core. And
Palandor
Lathandir says
smiles.
no. He says no. The warm glow around you seems to completely negate whatever magical, piercing looks these things have.
His eyes glow blue and mine grow like slightly gold, like, and just like completely counters it.
Oh. The frozen but more mobile dwarf with the crossbow still lays on the ground. Mike's
User
goes
again.
disconnected from your channel.
still clutching the crossbow, kind of looking up at the cart that's no longer protecting him, and starts kind of like army crawling, crunching through the snow past Sister Garaele and past the backpack with Grim Talon, and still kind of like nervously clutches the crossbow, looking at everyone around him, looking to peck once more, as if wondering what he should do.
I can't just. You're done. Just stay there.
Okay. Brown Bear, the real Brugark, now enlarged, quadruple your normal size. What are you doing?
I moved to kill Yeti.
It is a big Yeti, but you.
And I kind of like have to step around Raelian.
Yeah, you really do.
I kind of like sniff at him like, like as I'm going by and just trying to hit Yeti.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how this works while being.
Well, there's
super
another
huge.
natural 20.
Oh my god, this night.
Oh shit!
What,
Yes,
you rolled
natural 20.
A natural 20 on bite and then a 21? Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, and I have this thing where when I
Yeah, you
wait,
do.
if I
Yes,
roll
you
a
do.
20, I get to roll an extra dice.
Yeah, roll that extra
Wait, what's that
dice.
thing? What are you
It's
talking about?
my half-work trait, Savage
Oh.
Attack. When you score a critical
okay.
hit,
Hold on.
you roll one of the weapon's damage dice an additional time.
Look at you learning your abilities. I'm so
Brugark
happy.
OP.
I'm so happy right now. Alright, so that is the
Looks like an extra
Savage
D8.
Attacks. When you score a
Yeah.
critical hit with a melee weapon attack, which I'll consider the claws, yeah, it's fine. You
they're
can
not
roll one of the
natural attacks.
weapon's damage dice one additional time and add it to the extra damage. Alright, so
my God.
roll the normal attack because it's going to put out a bunch of bonus dice already.
Alright.
Bullshit.
Wait, it didn't roll the
Wait.
the because you know why? Because you rolled the second attack after it. So
Oh, I
that
see.
was the bite damage.
Yeah, bite.
We'll roll. Go ahead and roll 2 more d8s.
Bite just 2d8s?
Yeah. Because that'll cover the crit
Oh.
and the extra
Savage.
half savage thing. So that's 15 points of damage
15 for the bite.
plus a d4 for the giganticism.
Oh.
So
Shit.
15,
Plus
9.
a d4 for the gigantic.
That was a
And
d6.
then claws are 9. Plus gigantic for the claws?
What's that random d6?
That was you said giganticism.
Oh,
It's
alright.
It's a D4.
It's a D4.
Yeah, it's d4.
Oh, it's a d4. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ignore that random d6 then.
And go ahead and roll another d4 for the second attack. Because they're
There
all
you go.
gigantic.
Yes.
Alright, so 5,
Evens out.
10, 29. 29
29.
points of damage as you just barrel into this fucking massive Yeti, and it's like a goddamn Japanese Godzilla movie. As the two of you just sort of just plow and just crunch and pound down through the frozen ground. What did I say? What did I say the total was? Jesus Christ.
29.
29. Thank you. So many things. 50, 61. You have done a lot of damage to this thing, and he's only now just starting to look wounded.
Oh god.
Is Grimtalon doing anything? He's kind of... You almost don't... In your crazy raged bear form, gigantic, you almost don't notice, but like his little...
Aw.
He watches Dad go to work.
Okay. Love that.
And he's noticing, this is how you attack.
I love
Why is-
that.
why is
Almost,
that spear so much
almost
bigger?
hearing the cry of the little
One day, son.
little Grimtalon. The cat that's been sort of pacing and waiting near the tree line comes running and pouncing towards Peck and Grimtalon.
Oh god, Grimtalon squeaks to try to... I don't know.
Peck, my man, I need you to roll a strength saving throw again.
Again? No. God damn
You've
it.
seen this one before.
Oh yeah, this is my least favorite one.
It's gonna be okay, Peck. I hope.
This fucking
What
gym
shows
bot.
it strength? Ugh.
Strength saving throw. Right side of your main page there. Ooh.
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 Yes.
Wow.
rolled that
You
negative
are
one.
a nimble little bitch.
Strong. wrong.
You take 11 points of raking damage, but you almost manage to kind of like judo move and just keep his momentum moving away from you and into Daddy Bear as this thing goes flying past you and Grimtalon and into the flank of the large bear. You are at 17 points of wounded damage now. But it is your turn, and there is an ass of a cat that just raked you with claws.
At disadvantage, perhaps?
You would attack with advantage. Yeah, it is kind of not in the greatest position.
Well, I'm gonna kind of step. As I'm moving this way, I'm gonna kind of.
You would need to be at least a little bit away from it to not be disadvantaged with a ranged weapon here.
Okay, actually, then I'm gonna move this way, away, and as I move this way, I'm gonna grab Grimtalon and kind of hand him to the first, like sleight of hand him to the frozen dwarf.
Okay, you don't need to roll for that. I like it. All right.
And then and fucking hold on to him, and then hopefully they take a keen liking to each other.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna turn around and shoot the shit out of this guy.
He kind of clutches an arm around the bag and kind of nods. You still almost kind of glamored by your presence earlier. All right, you may make your sneak attack on the cat if you like.
Yeah.
That's where you're going with this.
That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna give him the black spot and his brown spot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Yeah. You. Ooh. Oh shit. Yeah. Like a boss, you just slide the backpack with the little baby griffin under the cart.
Jesus.
And once more, fire. This dwarf is like looking back at you like.
That's what you do with a gun?
I've never seen a crossbow like that.
Oh yeah.
Period.
As you're sliding.
18 points of damage as like the blast of the gun almost like slides you back on the ice, but in like a cool kind of way, like
yeah.
Just a little bit of kickback, just a kiss. Aurelian, nestled between a very large cat and a very, very angry Yeti and a gigantic Brugark bear.
You're basically under our feet.
We come to you. You're looking up at these massive creatures battling around you.
Yeah, well, Sister Garail's healing and the sight of seeing 3 beautiful bears. Maybe the most beautiful that I've seen in many moons.
Yeah, like the way that the snow's just resting on its dark brown fur. It's amazing.
Yeah. It sprung a well of rage deep in me. And I'm feeling a little acrobatic. So I'm going to Lightfoot climb up the real Brugark.
Joined your channel.
and leap off with both Long Dong and Talon into White Cat 17.
Ooh, okay. Alright. I love everything about that, as the long, sort of exaggerated, magically grown fur of this bear is just like these big, easy to climb tufts of hair that you just... You get to the top of this massive fucking thing, like standing on a statue in the snowstorm. The snow is just pouring down around you as you unsheath your blades once more and look down at this puny, much smaller looking cat from this vantage point. Go ahead and do what you do, my friend.
Alright. Oh, and obviously Hunter's Mark is cast.
Clearly, and I mean the Colossus Slayer inside of you has never felt more emboldened than it does now, standing amongst these giants as you just come crashing down on the thing with your magic short blade. The force is so strong and jarring that you almost get like bees in your arm and you drop the longsword, but it's still easily within range. You pick it back up as you rip Talon out of this fucking cat. Go ahead and roll damage, and then give me a D6 and a D8.
Oh wait, only 1 damage?
Yeah, you missed with the other blade.
Oh wait,
D6 and a D8.
I rolled the wrong thing.
Well, you said Talon. Talon's the one that hit.
Okay.
Well, Long Dong and Talon. Oh, Long Dong is his offset.
Long Dong is the long sword. Do you don't even know this?
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I did.
Joined your channel.
Yeah.
Oh,
What does
rolls.
Hunter's Mark look
Okay,
like?
D8. Alright,
red
9,
arrow that
13
appears-
points of damage.
Yeah, that's all I can think of. Like, what does Hunter's Mark look like when you cast it?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Does it work with anybody else? Does anybody else see
Maybe-
it, or is it
maybe-
just the hunter?
I
like
believe
an
it's
aura.
just the hunter. Let's take a look.
His elf eyes. That his
Yeah.
elf eyes.
Does he
see.
say anything?
You basically
Does
pick
it
you pick a
look?
mark, like your quarry, and it's it's really just I think it's just you have like almost like a magical lock on this thing. You're
don't have to chant
you're
it.
channeling every sort of sense of tracking almost to a magical state, and it's geared at the scent of this target. But anyway, like the Raelian we all have come to know and love, hearkening back to a time in the ruins of Thunder Tree, you leap off this statuesque Brugark and slash down. The one short sword with all of the magic inside of it just comes ripping out of this thing's skull, blood spilling everywhere as it lays dead on the ground beneath you. It felt pretty good, my friend. You only needed one sword.
I lick my blade.
Sister Grail,
Your tongue gets stuck to the sword because it's frozen.
quickly sort of like crouch walks around the dwarf and in the backpack with Grimtalon, and lays a hand on Captain Peck. She says, "This is the last of my magic, halfling, but you and I both know that Tamora blesses us on this frozen night." And she reaches out a hand to you, and a little bit of warmth radiates through her hands into your body, and she heals you 6 points of damage back.
Where did she touch me?
She touched your cheek, the back of her hand.
So warm. It's been a long time.
It's so warm. Ace, we come back to you as you watch from a slightly more protected view behind the trees here.
Ace kind of looks on. Man, I do something so bad. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try some flavor.
Give me the flavor. Yeah, go for it.
Ace runs down to the back of the cart.
Like over it, under it, around it?
To the back specifically.
Well, you're not. You can't. I mean, you can go.
Let me. All right, never mind. No flavor.
Okay.
No flavor to that.
I want the flavor.
Nope.
Tell me what you're trying to do.
Ace gets behind the cart and she kicks as hard as she can, and she casts Fireball on herself so that the cart goes flying forwards on fire towards these guys over here.
I mean, you do know that you would engulf everyone in a fireball if you did that.
Ace does not flavor. Ace chills.
I'm just, this is what you know as a character.
Ace is in the tree. She holds.
Okay. You are holding your action. Let me know if you want to jump in.
Yep.
The massive Yeti completely wrapped up with this gigantic fucking bear tries to dig one claw into the back of the bear and almost pull it closer. And you can feel each of the claws one at a time just kind of punch through the thick fat of your back, Brugark. You take 14 points of damage as you feel the blood sort of dribble out of the puncture wounds and almost freeze. And the freezing sensation from those blood droplets sort of travels back into the wound and into your core. You can feel this sort of elemental cold damage seep into your body as part of the attack. You had 5 temporary hit points, which are now gone. You take 9 more in bear form. Now, with you in its grasp,
Can I use protection?
You can in a minute. You look into its eyes uncontrollably.
Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw in bear form, which is different.
Oh.
Is
Strength.
just roll a d20. It's +3.
Dude. Fucking +4.
Well, it's Constitution.
Yeah. Strength.
Not
Oh,
strength.
shit. You're right.
But it's fine. You rolled a 15.
That +3.
+3 is an 18.
It's not strength.
You find in this empowered form and with the warmth radiating out from the paladin near you with its shield out protectively, you just fucking manage to snap out of it. Like the cold from its claws, the cold from its eyes, almost completely froze you in a permanent statue form.
Oh my god.
But you come to, and almost completely enraged, another claw, the other arm, comes around to finish the barrage of attacks as the paladin tries to get his shield up in front of you. Palandor, you have never felt such a forceful blow in all your life, save for maybe the brunt of a dragon attack, and you just get completely knocked back by the force of this blow, and the claws knock the shield, knock you back, and dig into the bear once more. This time striking the front of your chest for an additional 24 points of damage, combined cold and just raw claws raking through you.
Alright, Ace steps in.
20,
It's time.
33. You get knocked back into half-orc form and still take 2 more points of damage in that form.
Oh god. Am I still large?
I'm gonna go with no.
No?
I think the force shapeshift is too much to really survive the transformation as you get knocked back.
Steps in.
Can I get knocked a little farther away than that?
I'll give you there.
Okay.
Palandor, being knocked back forcefully, unsuccessfully protecting your friend who's just been completely re-shifted. You find Small Yeti and Big Yeti.
If I run and engage Big Yeti, does Small Yeti get an attack?
Not yet. He's not engaged with you yet.
Wonderful. I go straight at Big Yeti. I offer, as Palandor's running, he starts offering a very familiar vow of enmity.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Which gives advantage on attack rolls.
Yep.
And he fucking wrecks this fool.
Okay. Okay.
Or not.
Or not. The prayer it automatically rolled it. It dropped a 2. He rolled a 2 and a 3. Almost completely still stunned from the forceful blow that knocked you back, and then the sight of your very large ally being shifted back to his normal form. You are completely distracted as you swing and a miss, but you still have one more attack in you.
Oh, that was.
Are you? And you still? We'll go ahead and roll again just for fun. Just to see. Okay. We'll take the 18.
I'll take that.
Yeah, gaining your bearings after missing the first time, you bring the blade back around and just drive it into this massive Yeti. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, nice.
13, okay. Is that all?
I don't think I have a bonus action, so I can't do, like, Divine Smite, correct?
You still have a bonus action.
I thought he used his bonus to do Vow.
Vow of Enmity is...
oh, is it a Vow? Oh, so, okay, thank you. You do not have a bonus action. But you do 13 points of damage to this massive Yeti, who now looks to you as the greatest challenger, the largest challenger on the battlefield. The smaller Yeti, seeing an opportunity in front of him, and not seeming smart enough to really catch on to the fact that these gazes aren't working on you, it opens with a clawed attack that strikes and hits you. You ignore all of the physical damage. The claws rake into you, and at first you think, ha ha, my armor mastery is so strong. But the cold from the claws still seep through into the armor a bit, kind of chilling and burning you a bit for 4 points of damage. Eating into your temporary HP. Well, that's cool. Another claw comes around. This time, you turn your shield from the big guy and just completely block it. Ace, you step in. What are you doing?
Ace uses, she pulls her hands out like this and says, this I sacrifice to you, and she looks down at herself. Almost, oddly. And then she uses 6 points of her wand on the giant Yeti.
Ooh, okay. Go ahead and mark. Oh, I'm in there. I'm just gonna mark them off. All right. So So again, just roll the d4 plus 1 once.
D4 plus 1 once.
6, 7. Wait, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So that is 8 magical darts come flying out of the wand for 24 points of damage. Just the wand almost overheats and warms your hand as the large Yeti lets out a massive roar. His gaze draws to you for a moment, and he seems confused about who the greatest threat is on this battlefield. 24, 28. He is looking about as wounded as Raelian right now. The frozen dwarf clutches the little griffin with one arm, the hand sort of partially wrapped around the crossbow of the other. We come to Brugark.
Nice. Okay. Oh god. Oh god. Fuck. I move over to... Well, I don't need to move over to Palandor, but I cast on Palandor protection from energy. Hang on. Boom. From cold.
This guy's got all kinds of surprises.
Yeah.
On
So
Palandor?
I cast cold protection on Palandor. There you go.
Palandor, the warmth of your god emanating inside of you right now feels emboldened by some other more natural force. There's like the cold wound that you just felt from your armor, like the frostbite that kind of touched your skin, almost immediately disappears, and you feel just wrapped in a warm blanket right now.
Yeah.
You still have other things you could potentially do, Brugar?
Yep. And as a bonus action, I'm back to a brown bear.
Should just keep that fucking thing active.
It is
at all
active.
times. I know. No, me. It should keep. Okay. With another bestial roar.
Like, Palandor, take this! I press my hand against him. He feels warm, natural, green, and and I'm back! I'm moving next to him.
Okay. All right.
Love it.
Grim Talon is kind of like letting out this pretty excited little chirp. Peck, Sister Grail takes her warm hand from your cheek and gives you like this soft, almost complacent smile. It feels serene amidst the snowstorm just piling in, filling in around you. And she sort of takes cover forming a wall between Grim Talon and the dwarf.
As I look at her, I say, "Hands off me, booty," and I give her a little wink. You know, it's more playful banter, if you will.
Okay. All right.
And then Peck hops up on this thing, and then Captain Morgan's 1 foot on top of the thing. Oops.
Yeah.
And he looks over at the big Yeti and says, "A black spot upon thee, you worm-riddled milk monkey," and then he fires.
All right. You have sneak attack damage
Like Milk Monkey.
on your side. Oh, Jesus. That'll hit.
Oh, baby.
Whoa!
Oh, you said it was sneak attack, right?
That is
sneak attack.
yes.
Yeah. 17 points of damage as seemingly fairly injured at this point. There's this determination, this grim look in the creature's eyes. Not knowing where to look between the giant paladin, the gunshot, the bear. He seems more enraged than ever and starts beating his chest again. And it's like almost shaking the frozen snow off the trees. There's like this tremor in the ground coming out from his roar.
Cool. I want to stay totally still, but I also want to cast my cutting action of hide.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth. So I imagined you like up on the front bench, like peeking out from the covered part of the wagon.
Yeah.
If you wanted to duck back into the wagon, I'd say you're looking pretty hidden.
Okay. Fair enough.
As far as visibility goes. Okay. Aurelian.
Yes. Well, Massive Yeti 11 didn't see it, but when Brugark transformed into a bear, I grabbed a hold of his fur and was catapulted into the air.
Oh, yeah.
User disconnected
And
from your channel.
flung in his direction.
Okay.
And
I like. Yeah, you were.
As I descend, my gaze intensifies, casting Hunter's Mark.
so almost like just feeling the waves of the roar, the stank
User
breath
joined
wash
your
over you. You're kind of flying through the air in slow motion as all of this is happening, and the thing is beating his chest, and he just sees you flying down from the air above with the snowfall. Oh my god.
Oh! Yes!
How many
That
tonight?
one flung off.
Alright, roll damage first,
Oh.
since it's a
20.
critical. Maybe we'll just go back to that.
Fucking action points.
And actually, the Colossus, roll that twice, because all damage dice get doubled on a crit. Well, no, so it's a D8. I'm ignoring that. It's a D8. Oh wait, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
That's
You know
you already rolled talon damage once, which is
Alright.
12. Roll the D8 twice for Colossus Slayer. You are
Oh, okay.
truly trying to slay a Colossus right now. And then one more.
Oh, Max.
No, it's a D8. 11, 23 points of damage as your first blade pierces through this thing's chest. Your other blade still coming around. And that also, almost like pinning into him as like handholds. Both your swords stab into this fucking
God.
thing.
My god.
For 12, 11, 23, 34 points
34.
of damage?
Oh, plus D5. Or
What?
6.
No. Oh, for the Hunter's Mark, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Alright. 36
39.
points of damage.
My
40, 50. So,
That's okay.
really reclaiming your title as Colossus Slayer. You just flying through the air from the bear slingshot. You just both your blades just punch into the 16-foot tall snow giant, and you just slowly hanging on, lean into him and just get your foot braced against his gut and just watch his eyes, the frozen blue that stunned you earlier, just winkle out of existence as you ride this thing down to the ground and just crashes, letting snow and cameras fall, camera shake, just fall and blast out everywhere as this thing falls dead to the ground.
Oh, wow.
There he is.
Are you fapping?
Yes, it deserves a good fap.
Yeah. Nicely done,
Oh god.
crazy motherfucker.
Well,
Pants
what
are
I
tight.
can't, what I can't match, fucking Captain Peck in damage. I have to make up for in
Style?
acrobatics. Yeah, style.
you hear like you can't tell if they're wails of fear, cries of terror, or something else, but a Yeti that was sort of watching from afar and slowly moving in near the frozen riverbed kind of just turns and starts running to the forest to the west. Palandor.
Palandor holds up his gem of the Sentinel at the Yeti in front of him and turns, like, with Brugark behind him, Raelian with blood just, like, covered all over him, and just, like, shines it and is like, and, like, in a very intimidating time for you to go.
Okay, what's the saving throw on that again?
It's 15, I think.
15. Constitution. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just jumping around
Oh
here.
my god, what is that?
DC
Oh, I can't
15
open it from here.
Constitution. Oh, I can share.
There you go.
It's a
All right, so
second
holding up the gem gifted to you from Zephyros, once more you let out a column of blasting warm light at the Yeti. Constitution save. You find these snow creatures very strong, very hardy. Again, like as if the whiteout snow has almost trained their eye to ignore such abilities.
Yeah, that's stupid. Okay, I'm gonna just smack him.
Okay. You smack him and connect with your longsword for 9 points of damage. And you bring it around and smack him again. Between the wails and the cries of the Yeti that just ran away and the one of this one who was still staring in disbelief at the massive Yeti it was following into battle, it almost it turns its blue gaze away from you for a moment to the woods to the northwest and kind of looks off for a moment, for a beat, and then it looks back at you. And it tries to run away, giving you an attack of opportunity.
Which I am fully taking. So does that count as in... It's not an action, it's just an attack.
It would just be like a free, normal, single attack.
So I can't, like...
I can't, like, extra attack or anything. It's just the attack itself. Yeah. You can't, like, lay onto it. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god!
Wow.
You
not so fast.
You almost hamstring it and slice the back of its thigh, sending it falling to the ground next to the tree in front of you. Roll damage.
Wow.
14 points. Yes.
I just want to, walk up right behind it.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
As you do, there's this shrieking cry that lets out, again kind of ringing out through the trees around you. And it dies down through the howling wind for a moment, only to be filled by just screams, these guttural screams of anguish that seem to be coming down the road to these. You hear, the sounds of metal kind of clank and travel through the wind from the east. Sister Garaele kind of shivers for a moment. Brugark and Raelian and Ace, you all notice that the dwarf clutching the bag completely loosens his grip on it and gets this look of familiarity on his face, this frozen state. And you kind of hear him say, not again, the screams! The screams! Always the screams! And he just kind of starts getting this like manic look in his eyes. Ace, what are you doing?
Ace... looking at the Yeti over here, kind of almost in an almost dead kind of state, she runs up on top of it and she pounces. She vaults over Palindor and comes down on top of it, right on top of its face, and starts hacking with her claws, just smashing and clawing at it.
Cirque du Soleil of the North.
Yeah.
Raelian, followed by Ace.
Vaulting over a 12-foot
and she cries out, "This is for you, my suit!" And she starts just hacking at its face.
Just
athletics check.
Just roll an athletics check initially for me.
We'll do that once I find it.
Also, you better crit, otherwise it's not as good as Raelian's.
It's alright.
You find you almost fumble trying to climb over the giant paladin, but you're able to get enough off that you can kind of get like this awkward sort of forward momentum. You kind of and vault yourself forward a little bit. You just said you're just raking at it with your claws, with your gloved hands.
Yeah, like I want my my newly formed gloved hands, my sleeves to form claws and just start raking at it, just like taking its face off.
Roll a percentage thing for me.
I won't do that.
Okay, roll d20, please. So you find like nothing seems to be happening. You're not penetrating the fat, fur-coated blubber of this large beast. Your gloves don't appear to be doing anything. You don't really sense anything. You're just sort of ripping at already sort of opened wounds from the paladin and the ranger, and just sort of getting blood, splashing blood all over yourself. It cries out in bits of agony. It's trying to crawl away, almost ignoring you and seeming a bit more terrified of the screams that just sort of echoed out from the road to the east.
Can I use my cheat sheet?
What's on your cheat sheet? Yeah.
Tides of Chaos, get advantage on an attack.
Okay, you can roll one last sort of clawed attack as it's trying to army crawl its way away from you with its hamstrung leg.
All right, and how do I do that?
Just roll d20. Okay. As it's sort of clawing away from you, you manage to keep your clawed grip on it, and just sort of dig in deeply, almost agitating the wound. Just roll a d6 for me.
I'll do that.
You stick your hand in his hamstrung open wound.
Yeah. It seems very displeased about the situation. The dwarf near the cart kind of stands up, leaving Grimtalon in the bag on the ground, and is just like bracing his back against the wagon. Has this look of flight in his eyes, and starts kind of shuffling along the side of the wagon. He says, no, those screams will haunt me forever. And he looks like he wants to start running away, but it kind of freezes in the track, almost slips on the ground between Brugark the bear and Raelian the ranger. And he just stares down the road to the east, frozen in place at the moment. Brugark, bear form, what are you doing?
Just go over there and just maul it to death.
Yeah. Just take the narrative away, please, as you finish between you and Ace poking and prodding at this already ripped open Yeti.
Ace is like clawing at it,
prone on the ground,
army crawling. Brugar just goes up, puts one giant paw on the thing's neck, and then just like uses the other paw to just rake across its head and open it up.
Okay. Captain Peck, you look out from the where you were hiding on the inside of this covered wagon, and you see just the last Yeti pinned to the ground. The large, massive Yeti under Raelian, still quite dead. The dwarf muttering all kinds of just wild nonsense as these screams from the eastern road just wail and echo through the trees and travel through the winds.
It's coming from this direction?
Correct. The dwarf continues. The dwarf continues, muttering stuff like, "I, nothing we could do, nothing we could do. Still, he screams." Peck, what's Peck's turn? What would you like to do?
Sorry, I was muted. I kept starting the sentence. In an intimidating way, I want to yell at the guy, "Keep your tits about! I'll cut your tongue out and feed it to the sharks if I have to." And
roll another just d20 plus charisma. I'm just gonna add your charisma to it.
The charisma roll?
Yeah.
I could do that. I have it on my bar now. I'm getting
He drops the crossbow that he was still kind of holding in the one hand, lets it just clank on the ground, and he looks at you. Okay.
Oh, lucky.
Let's check it off as using.
Yeah.
It's
meant to be. It's meant to be.
The crossbow lets out a thud on the ground, almost as if you think it's gonna fire off with the bolt that's still knocked in there, and he just stares, bulging-eyed at you with his mouth agape, and whatever presence, whatever sort of command of respect you sort of had on this guy earlier, it appears to be nothing compared to what he's looking at you, and he just looks at you and says, "The gates were locked. I'm a good man. I'm a good man." And he starts to kind of back away and walk towards the bridge backwards from you. I will say, as far as initiative order goes, Captain Peck, you could still take an action if you like.
How far east can I look if I really squint hard with my halfling eyes?
You can make a perception check. There are moments where you can kind of see through the storm.
Good enough to fire a gun?
Listen.
Yup.
You look away from the mumbling, nonsensical dwarf down the road a bit, and there is a moment, a brief moment where the wind changes and you can kind of see this almost like sets of poles in the ground, and almost in the distance you can kind of see up on a high hilltop rising huge massive walls that you think might be Bryn Shander, but the thing that catches your eye, the thing that you suspect might be the source of this wailing, appears to be coming from some kind of like post out front, in front of the road itself, maybe about 120 feet down the road to the east.
All right. Well, if I still have an action, I want to move as far that way as quickly as I can, as quickly and quietly as I can.
Okay, I'm just gonna move this wagon out of the way for ease.
Oops. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Okay. You move. You kind of like jump off the wagon and head that way towards the wails, towards the screams, and kind of see all this as you waddle down the road a little bit. Aurelian, you also can have one last action before we kind of just go to open non-initiative mode if you want. Otherwise, we can
I'm just gonna lay on hands.
Oh shit!
Lay on hands. You don't have that. You're no paladin.
Is the griffin with Sister Gairel now?
Cure wounds. So
Yeah.
He
cure
is.
wounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cure wounds on myself.
Okay. Are you just doing level 1 or level 2? Because you can overcharge.
I think
it
I
now.
only have level 1.
You've got a level 2 slot left. You did pass without trace once. So basically, if you really overcharge it, you can roll 2d8 instead of 1.
Ooh.
So if you drag off the Cure Wounds button, you can right-click to add the extra dice and then just roll that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So how do I do it?
So drag that little heal symbol with your left mouse, and then you can right-click to add a second dice for the
Yeah, while you're
overcharge.
dragging.
Like while they're in your hand, so to speak.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Nice. Alright, you get 16 points of damage back. You're feeling significantly healthier. And as you kind of heal your own wounds, you notice the dwarf kind of backing away. Sister Gairel kind of has this look, almost as if everyone just kind of sees in slow motion. There's this massive shadow coming down from the sky above you, and before anyone can really react or see what happens, a large fucking boulder just crushes the dwarven merchant's head in as he falls back on the ground, laying sprawled out on the bridge. There's this huge shake in the ground, and Peck, as you look to the east, as you're studying where these wailing noises came from, you look back to your party following the shadow of this boulder, and you see that the trees themselves are moving. 20 feet in the air, the trees are fucking moving. There's something disturbing them, moving through them, making the very earth itself shake. And there's... I've said it before, but it begs repeating. This is a new sense of terror, nothing any of you have ever felt before. And Sister Gairel kind of looks back and says, "Frost giants. Fucking run!" And the ground just starts shaking to the west of you all. You hear snarls of wolves kind of barking, smelling blood, and one by one, all of you start to see these frozen blue skin face shapes. Maybe 4, maybe 6 of them, you can't quite tell, moving above part of the tree line to the west of you, almost as if falling in behind you, as if following you.
Back to move!
To the west, to the left, right?
To the west of you, yes, looking this way. Let me just go ahead and pull this up here.
Does the cart... do the wheels of the cart still work?
They do, but most of the ground is covered in heavy, thick snow that's just been piling in around you. This is sitting where the head of the dwarf used to be, larger than the size of its head.
Is this way basically downhill or uphill?
Uphill, winding and winding and winding. You kind of look back, and there's like a bit of a narrower part of the mountain pass to the west where you came from. As Sister Gairel kind of looks to what Peck is seeing, she says, "Those are the walls of Bryn Shander. Quickly, we should move. I don't aim to fight frost giants right now. I aim to help defend the city from them, not take them on ourselves." And she scoops up Grimtalon in the backpack and starts running down the road to the east.
Yeah, I'm signaling for everybody to keep going, to run with us.
I maintain bear form, and I nod to Ace to like hop on, and then I don't know if that if you can get that message.
Okay.
I run at 40.
You'll meet the rope's end if you head that way.
It's hard in the snowstorm to gauge how far off the giants are exactly. It's one of those things where something so large moving towards you, it's just hard to gauge. It could be several hundred feet, they could be a couple minutes out, but they're moving towards you, and every now and then through the large pine tree line, you can kind of see them just... You can hear the snapping of limbs, you can see the faces glint through the snow on occasion. You come to a further part of the road. I'm just gonna slap you down here. And not too far off, you see to the east, you can kind of see the walls. Maybe just past where the road line is on this map, about 200 feet away, the road slopes up into about a 15-foot double-doored gate, and these large 30-foot walls. But catching your eye before that, there are several sort of posts with chains and shackles hanging off of them. And on a post right here is this sort of barbaric Northman. Shackled.
Oh, yes. That might be Markham Stealthwell, liaison.
Yep, the warden.
He looks damn near frozen, and he almost doesn't even see you, but like he kind of goes from the slump position to like an enraged like and pulls the chains taut. Again, giving you a closer sound at the screams you heard, just sort of ripping through the winds.
Oh, that's not him.
He rips and screams, and it just sends shivers through all of your body. It's just, free me! And you hear him like, by the beast lords of the north! And he just keeps screaming out all of these weird phrases. The walls loom above you. Sister Garael has a look of concern, but pauses and looks at the man. She says, I do not know who that is, but I trust your decisions. We don't have much time, but we can talk to him or move on.
I think we need to move. He's made his bed.
I think we should save him.
I second that. I think that's a carrot worth chasing.
He's bound with two chains shackled to a larger pole behind him, almost like a ring of metal, and he's kind of like ripping his arms forward at times.
And is he a dwarf? What is it? What's his stature?
He's like a very tall Northman, taller and stronger and burlier than Palandor, but not unlike him with like the blondish, dirty blonde hair, large beard.
Can you mark him on the map for me?
Yeah.
From the north.
He is over here. If you want to scroll over, you can see him chained up.
Are we gonna continue? Are we doing this?
We can have one more quick moment that I'd like to get through. As just a good sign point. He as you all kind of get closer and look at the gates ahead of you, which I'll also just kind of pop up here on this an additional sort of side, all the maps. Tag that up at the other side there. He kind of looks at you all, looks at the bear, says it's a sign from Malar, the Beast Lord. You hear him picking up. He says, my madness fades. Oh gods, I can hear them. I can hear them coming from the west again. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? Aura, the Frostmaiden comes. She bites, she stings my flesh, but the Beast Lord shall see that my death shall not be in vain. He says, You can free me! I've been falsely chained here! I've come seeking the aid of the 10 Towns! Free me! Free me! He's got a manic sort of crazed look in his eyes, not unlike the dwarf, but speaks of these sort of tribal things, speaks of a great plague striking his tribe. I seek your help! I seek your help! Do not leave me chained here for the Beast Lord! Free me! Free me and take me to Bryn Shander! He kind of just looks at you all as you walk towards him, walk past him. What are you doing?
Pounder, what are we gonna do?
Poundor walks right up to him.
I follow Palandor.
I follow.
Sister Grail kind of keeps a safe distance and holds Grim Talon near.
Yeah.
I'm running. We don't have much time.
Ace follows the group.
He says, please, please.
Ace riding Brugark.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
I see some good in your eyes. He looks at all of you. He says, I came on behalf of my tribe. They'll perish if I don't return. All of the 10 Towns will perish if we're unsuccessful. The Frostmaiden wreaks terror on all the Northlands now. Turned to statues. They're all turned to statues.
Ace puts her finger up to his mouth.
He says,
And she casts Withers on him. Freeing him from his bonds.
he
Doesn't have to be a willing target.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's willing to get out of those bonds.
Well,
he seems willing. He shrinks out of the shackles down, small, almost about the size of Peck. I'd say he's quite large.
Lucky halfling.
He's like a tiny, almost shrunken barbarian Northman now. He kind of says,
We gotta get the fuck out of here, and she slaps him across the face.
I knew the Beast Lord blessed
pick him up and
me in
put
a
him
much
on me?
higher pitched voice, and he kind of looks. He says, "The Frost Giants come! Please, you must plead with the Gate Wardens. Please, get them to let us in. The gates have been barred, but let us in. I was falsely accused." And he kind of
You're not coming with us.
he just
Ace slaps him across the face and throws him on top of the bear she's riding. Come on, let's get the fuck out of here, buddy.
You've been freed, but you're not associated.
falling flat on her face and almost dropping and spilling out Grim Talon, another large boulder comes crashing down into the ground, casting a shadow on the earth. Sister Grail can do all that's in her power to slide along the ice and just miss getting her skull crushed in. There is a line of frost giants now almost shaking the earth itself behind you, as they come clear out of the forest, and some of them just stand around you all. And one of them shouts out, Where is the small one called Artis Simba? We will have him, or we will siege your puny town. And he kind of stands near this large winter wolf, seeping with blue energy. And they almost sort of stand still, allowing you time to flee, with a bit of a smirk on their faces as they stand idle and watch you shimmer, watch you with your fear.
I think it's time to move.
yeah,
How
I think
tall
we
are the
run.
giants?
I'm running.
These guys are about 20 to 23 feet tall, varying in size and
23.
stature.
I check on Sister Garel and
Yeah.
what's the
Oh
little guy's
yeah,
name?
sorry.
Make sure that
Yeah,
they're going.
Good
Uh,
call.
Ton.
Good
Oh, we
call.
gotta go.
Yeah, they reach out and appreciate your. Oops, I didn't mean to reveal normal Brugark. They appreciate the hand, and everyone just starts scrambling and running towards the gates.
I feel really
Ace
bad for Raelian
clutches
now.
onto Brugark the bear tightly, and then continues with him.
As you approach, taking a more bird's eye view, you clearly see the large 30-foot tall walls of Bryn Shander, looking like a beacon of hope sitting up on this hilltop that sits in the shadow of this very, very, very large mountain. Peck, go ahead and roll a d20.
Oh god.
You can roll one more time.
Thank God. Oh, you know, I'm glad you said that because I wasn't using my controller here.
almost fumbling at the shrunken hands of the barbarian man. He kind of feels you touch his. He seems a bit skittish and a bit jumpy as some of you notice Peck trying to secure his hands and almost treat him like a prisoner of sorts. But he is unsuccessful, and the barbarian seems a bit on edge.
Well, that sucks.
We will take you with us.
Yeah.
Wait,
but
are we talking about the little?
You need
the
to be
little-
bound.
The little
But
guy,
in-
just the little guy.
The little dude is on the back of the
But-
bear with Ace.
Yeah,
Ew.
Ace clutches the little guy close to her, under her cloak. It says, "Shh, be quiet, be still."
Says I owe a debt to you all for freeing me. I will go as you wish, but let us move.
We need to go.
Ace clutches onto the bear fur, but with him between her arms, like.
Almost
Holding tight.
sending you forcefully into the walls of the town ahead. A rain of almost warning fire of these frozen boulders come cascading down behind you all, but none of them coming close enough to really hit or scare. You head fleeing towards the gates, unless you say otherwise, with a wall of frost giants standing calmly behind you, shouting the name Artist Simba. We will have Artist Simba, or your walls will be taken down. And we'll just go ahead and leave that there for tonight.
Oh my
Artist
god.
Simba, huh?
Artist Simba. And they were speaking common to the best of their ability when they shouted that.
Broken common.
Alright,
Ace.
thanks
Ace
for hanging in
sacrifices
there
herself.
a bit later tonight.
That's good.
Ace kills herself.
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Alright, GG. Let me know what you're rolling up next time.
GG.
Guys.
Alright.
Thank you, Fitty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good night, all.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yes, yes. Thank you for
Who's
this.
And
fapping?
good night and good luck,
Yeah.
as they say.
All fap. Fap.
All fab.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh, God.
User disconnected from your channel. User disconnected from your channel.
Have a good night.
Goodbye. I need to drink all the water.
User disconnected
I've
from
got
your channel.
no
User disconnected
voice
from your
left.
channel. Disconnected.